All right. I think everything's up and running now. The show's RP Grinders. We haven't started. Of course, we're waiting for Breakman. We're doing a little bit of pre-show banter. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric at the moment. Just like I said, just waiting on Breakman. If you're new to the show, we do a weekly live show every Friday, 7 Eastern Time, twitch.tv/RP Grinders, or you can search RP Grinders on YouTube. And, we basically talk video games, mostly role-playing video games, Japanese role-playing video games, but we'll talk about other video games. Second half of the show, we always talk about anything from movies to pop culture to music. I mean, it's a free-for-all at the back half. Politics a lot of times comes up. So love to have you live, if possible, 7 Eastern. You can even call in if you'd like to. Lots of fun stuff. We're just discussing the food supply, which we'll be discussing on the show proper, and UFOs will be discussed as well. The Pentagon finally admits to UFOs, but we're skeptics.
Not that it means much, though.
It doesn't mean anything, to be honest, and we'll discuss it on the show, so hopefully you'll join us for that. Lots of fun stuff to talk about. Eric, I got housekeeping to do at the beginning. I didn't discuss this with you or Break, but I'm going to be doing a giveaway for our 600th show. Choice of PS5 or Xbox X game when, of course, they come out. So that should be a lot of fun. I have a trivia question all queued up and ready to go on episode 600. So that should be a heck of a time. And I'm hoping to get a guest to pre-record asking the question, which would be really, really, really fucking cool if I can get it. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm gonna try to get somebody definitely a lot better looking than me to record a question. But that's to be discussed at a later date. But anyways, back to the things at hand. A lot of restrictions are being lifted as of today. I know Colorado, where I'm at, some businesses are allowed to reopen with the social distancing rules not being
I read
lifted.
a sign that said the school was going to open today.
I hope not.
I wonder if that actually happened.
I hope not, Eric, because that would be disastrous. I mean, the schools are petri dishes. I hope they just cancel the rest of the year. I mean, if it means that kids have to do another, I know this is not going to sound the greatest to people, but another year of school is not the worst thing in the world. And let's just call it a day on this, unless you want to do late summer school. But even then, I wouldn't do it, because schools are petri dishes for anything and everything disease. So whether or not they get sick and die, these kids, I mean, there's not a lot of evidence to say that kids are hard hit by this disease. But if they're carriers and they give it to their parents and their grandparents and stuff like that, that's where the problem lies. So we're going to have wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. How many waves are we going to do? The United States is going to be the worst of the worst, because we're not even at the top of the curve. I know New York, Cuomo says that, they're kind of flattening the curve. Well, now's the time to stay vigilant. Let's get the curve down all the way. Let's get it on a way downward trajectory, so that way we don't have to worry about it spiking back up to the levels that we're seeing now. I just saw the statistic, well over 1 million people infected, and 68,000 people are dead, and that's just what they are reporting. So let's get Break back on in, and we'll start the show. Let's see what Break is up to, but hopefully everybody's safe and sound out there. I'm kind of worried about a few of our listeners that haven't been showing up to chat the past couple weeks. Breakman, do we have you?
Maybe.
Yes.
I think Dungeon's too absorbed with Trails of Cold Steel, though.
Yeah, I did see Dungeon online playing Trails of Cold Steel, which is cool. It's a good series. Break, welcome. We were just talking about the UFOs, the food chain, which we'll get into later. The UFO thing is a hot topic. Late, we're talking about restrictions being lifted. It's way too soon in our opinion. I think that's your opinion as well. I think we're going to see a big second wave, and I think well over 100,000 people are going to die. 68,000 is the official number, even though I think it's way higher than that, because how can you know without testing?
And they have said that there have been a lot of undocumented deaths.
Yes.
Even experts say they think it's a lot higher.
You know, the more I look at my symptoms when I was going through what I felt was this virus break, the more and more I'm almost sure I had that virus. Like the shortness.
It's a good thing you're all right.
I'm very, very lucky. Break. I literally thought I was gonna die that day. I would not have went into the ER. I haven't been to the doctor in like over 10 years, probably about 15 years. So that's got to tell you something. You know, it's like I don't know. It's just scary, man, and shouldn't be that way. Do you want to tweet out break before I get the show started, and then I'll retweet your tweet, and then we'll get the show started promptly. Let's see.
The hell if I load Twitch? Oh my god, are we still having Twitch trouble?
We may still be having Twitch trouble. I'm not 100% certain.
Well, cause I go on the website and I see your video download was canceled. Please try again. Error. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, people can still listen on YouTube and keep the Twitch chat open. I'm sure YouTube is working. I don't know, man. I'm kind of pissed off that they're lifting orders here in Colorado. I know they're doing the same in I think 34, 35 other states. I mean, we're fucking ourselves, man. That's basically what we're doing, and people are not taking this seriously at all.
People a lot. There are a lot. I should say there's a lot of those loudmouth paid off voices who are getting in the ears of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't doubt that the threat of violence is, like the fear of violence, especially in Michigan, is not playing into the choices that are going on.
Here's the thing.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, these assholes are like storming the Capitol with fucking machine guns.
You know what?
Yeah, exactly. They're terrorists.
You know what I would like to happen, and it won't, because I know the result of what would happen. Get a bunch of brown and black people that are registered gun owners and see how they fare doing the same exact thing at the Capitol. How do you think that would end up, guys?
Well, we know how that would end up, but then it wouldn't be, like, it still wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't make any changes.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck, why can't I get on?
It would just end up with a lot of dead black and brown people.
Yeah, that is true, but I mean, it's just a stark contrast. I know a lot of times it seems like I'm hedging towards, the minority angle of things, but I was talking to Eric before, and he was talking about his family and some certain things that were going on. I don't want to get too into it because I don't want, personal business on the air, but I think the real reason that Republicans are the way that they are, and even a lot of Democrats are the way that they are, is because they've never seen things from a minority point of view. And I know it's not racist to say that. It's just cold hard facts. Like there have been plenty of times, even today, guys, like this. I know it's the year 2020, right? It seems futuristic. It seems like we're in the modern era, but there are still people that follow me around in stores, and it's blatantly obvious. It's still it's a different kind of oppression. It's not like slave oppression. It's not like civil rights oppression, but stuff like this is still fucking happening, man, and it's just sad. But I don't know. Maybe it's another topic for another day, but I don't know. I got a lot to say about that, and a lot of other things like pieces of shit that I saw today. Before we start the show, I didn't put this in my Stinko because I don't want to go on a Stinko rant today, but I've been kind of grumpy today for a plethora of reasons. But I was standing in line at the post office because I was sending something off to Bernie's mom, and this guy walks in. He sees the line, right? And everybody's social distance, 6 feet. They got markers on the fucking floor. So it couldn't be more obvious that that's the line to get service, right? So the guy walks in and he looks at me and he's like, "Are you in line?" And I literally wanted to fucking hit this guy, right?
Right.
But what I said was, "Yep." And I left it at that, guys, because the kind of week that I've been having, or the past day or two, I was at my wit's end with fucking people. And I know a lot of it has to do with this fucking virus and politics and, just a lot of bullshittery that's going on. By the way, Democrats, how's that Joe Biden nomination working out for you? More and more evidence keeps surfacing that Joe Biden's a piece of shit, like we've been saying on this show for, I don't know,
I think
months.
it at least lets us know who the hypocrites and shitbags really are.
Every single one of them.
So heavily jumping in to protect him and stuff like that. I get the people like me who are saying yeah, well, they're both fucking rapists, but I can't take Trump, know.
Yeah.
But the people who are well, no, he's never done anything like that, and there have been no accusations. She's a liar and everything else.
Yeah, those people you can just dismiss out of hand, Brakeman. Those people.
But I'm saying those are the same people who are Kavanaugh's a rapist and they've been bitching about Trump for the last 3 years. As soon as one of their guys gets accused, they suddenly are no, she's a liar.
You know who's the top of that list, Brakeman?
Yeah, Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa fucking Milano. She's a worthless piece of shit, trash human being who if she got in a car accident tomorrow and died, I could care fucking less. And I know you guys are when I say things like that, it's kind of jarring but fuck those type of people. They are not worth the air that they breathe. They honestly are not.
Fucking ingrates, that's what they
They're
are.
ingrates. They're worthless. They are lower than pond scum in my opinion. I mean, Melissa Milano was all over fucking Weinstein and Trump and all these other people. Which you're right to be.
Exactly. And that's what I say. It's Trump and Biden, they both need to be investigated. They both have accusations of rape against them. What is so difficult to understand about that? Why are people suddenly... I just don't understand. Obviously she's being paid off and stuff like that, instead of wanting any sort of investigation.
Yeah.
It's automatically to defend this guy that they don't know.
Yeah, let me
personally.
Can one of you guys put in a link to the YouTube in for Slagar? It's not YouTube /RP Grinders. It's just search.
Oh shit! I keep forgetting that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's no problem, man. People get the point, man. Most everybody joins us on Twitch anyways. Break. It's no problem.
I tweeted out it's a fact, and it's oh, wait a minute, it isn't. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
It's no problem, man. No problem. No, I agree with you. Yeah. No video.
I'll tweet this out. Actually.
Do you get audio? I mean, I don't even know.
I don't think it's even let me change the audio setting. Yeah, just video says nothing.
Nothing on YouTube?
No, I'm not trying YouTube. I'm on.
Okay.
On YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with.
Yeah, I can hear us. God damn it.
On YouTube, you can hear us.
Yeah.
What about video?
I hate hearing my own voice. I guess so. I don't see video though.
Oh fuck. Okay, Slagar, I'm gonna restart.
I see our logo. Is what I see.
Do you see the episode 589 on there?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, there's video.
Cool.
Slagar, I just haven't started.
Oh, the pizza's here. I got pizza.
Okay, go for it, dude. Good, do what you got to do. We'll give it a few. We've been having a little bit of issues at the beginning, so.
It's so funny listening to this. The YouTube is only a couple 2 to maybe 10 seconds behind at the most.
YouTube?
And like Twitch, yeah, and Twitch is like 20, 30 seconds behind
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, I know. It's really weird. I mean, Twitch is where it's at though, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate it, but I hate the fact that yeah, thanks Slagar. I really appreciate that, dude. Like it's going to be the best bet. I don't know what's going. It's a Twitch problem with Restream. I don't know what's going on. There's nothing I can do to fix it, but at least we have a workaround, and glad you could join for sure. Um, Lots to talk about on the show, Slagar. We'll get to it as soon as Eric gets back. Whew, man, is it hot in this room right now, man? I don't know how hot it is there, but here it's like 82, which sounds great. But if there's no clouds blocking that sun in Colorado, we're, especially in Denver,
Hold on, I'll be right back.
we're a mile high above sea level, which is why they call it the Mile High City. That and of course, weed, but we won't talk about that. But it's closer to the sun, and it's just much harder without clouds. It sucks, but thanks. Like I really appreciate you doing that. I know it's kind of an inconvenience to do it that way, but it's kind of where we're at right now, man. I don't know. I don't know what else to do about it, to be honest, Slagar. But we'll wait for the guys to get back, and then we will start the show. Oof. Man, society is breaking down, man. Society's breaking down, it seems like. I guess that's what happens when people don't make money and can't pay their bills. I mean, that's just facts of life, I mean, that's everybody has to live, and it's just not working out. I mean, it's end stage capitalism. I'm not saying socialism is the way to go, but we got to start rethinking our economy and the distribution of wealth and stuff like that. I'm not 100%. I know I talk a big game on socialism, Slagar, but I'm not 100% on board with socialism because of some trappings. But we got to do something different. It's just not working. Capitalism is at its end, man. I mean, when you see big corporations destroying perfectly good food in a field, and we have a problem with the food supply chain, which we'll be talking about later. There's some issues. There's definite issues with the way things are going. I mean, the rich are richer, and the poor's keep getting poorer. And it's time for shit to change a little bit. At least stop flogging the people that got you there. That's how I feel. I feel like that old saying, "Eat the rich." I think it's applying now more than any time in my lifetime, Slagar. And I know you and I are about the same age, Slagar. Maybe I'm slightly older. I don't know, but it's just it's time to do things a little different. It's just not working for most people, and that's a shame, because the promise of this country is huge, and not everybody can make it, and it's getting worse and worse. And before we know it, we're gonna fall behind in education. We're gonna fall behind in production, which we don't really export anything, which is kind of sad. I wish there was something that we could do to remedy that, without destroying our national parks and stuff like that. But is anybody else on the line with me right now? Eric, Break, anybody? No, just me, of course. Okay.
I've been muted, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good, man. So today on the show we got the usual news. We haven't started the show proper. We may or may not have Dear Breakman stuff. What else? I got a couple of reviews. Eric's got a review. Of course, we have our usual Stinkos and Sweetos. Also, in our free-for-all, we got a couple of topics we're going to be talking about today. UFO. There's been some interesting news on UFOs in the news, which we will discuss. And also the food supply chain, which I mentioned before, which should be a ton of fun. Just waiting on Break to get back, and then we will get the show started proper. Slagar, is the audio okay? I didn't have a chance to check levels and all that stuff, but I mean they were set to the same as last week, so hopefully the levels are okay on YouTube. I don't know. Let me know how it sounds, Slagar, other than my grating voice. But yeah, we should have a lot of fun today. I mean, I'm gonna try to keep it a little light until the free for all stuff. I've been having a rough couple of days, man. People are fucking morons, man. They just are in general. I was talking to Eric about a guy that I was standing in line at the post office, and that's an adventure in itself. They got it all plasticed off, and man, they're really afraid of the virus, which I don't quite blame them. I mean, they see hundreds of people a day, but this guy walks in right in front of me. Didn't even leave distance. Of course, he comes in with a mask, which, if you're wearing one of those shitty cloth masks or you make up your own with a bandana, it's basically no protection at all. So unless you have an N95 mask, it's not going to prevent you getting sick. So social distancing is the best you can do. Stay 6 feet or more away from people. But this guy walks right in front of me, and I'm like looking at him like, why are you right in front of me? And he's like, are you in line? And I'm looking at the people in front of me and in back of me, and I'm like, I wanted to just, I was telling Eric this. I just wanted to fucking punch him. That's the kind of couple of days I had. And maybe he was the wrong guy at the wrong time. But I looked at him, and I didn't punch him. I didn't get violent. I didn't do anything. I go, yep. I mean, what else can I say? Yep. I'm in line. It's plain as day. Everybody's got markers where they're supposed to fucking stand. It's not acting class or anything, but, there you go. Shit. Okay. Yep, just waiting on break, and then we'll get this party started. He's on mute now. I don't know. I think he's still getting a beer or something. Maybe that's a good chance for me to take a drink of water. I had a heck of a day yesterday. I don't know if I told you guys, but I stopped eating hamburgers, which I know sounds kind of un-American, but man, I found out that hamburgers, of all the foods that I've ever eaten, cause me the worst stomach problems. Like, I'm talking like exhaustion stomach problems, like irritable bowel shit, like bad. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but I was having a rough time yesterday. I gave in. I ate a burger, and I paid for it, man. And that's why if I sound a little kind of not under the weather, but a little weird, then that's...
This is why I can't drink coffee, because it gives me a stomach ache.
I can't do hamburgers, man, at all. And then today, my mom and dad are grilling, guess what? Hamburgers. And grilled hamburgers are the best, man. Like, fresh, homemade, shit. Hey, Break, are you back in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We got an alternative for you, Frank.
What's that?
Cheeseburger pizza.
Ooh, cheeseburger pizza. Right on, man. I wouldn't eat it because the hamburger would tear me up, but sounds good on paper.
Well, mainly just the taste of the mustard and the ketchup. Like, if they could replicate the taste without the actual, burger bits.
Yeah. Okay, are we all ready to go? You ready, Eric?
I guess.
You guess.
I got one more slice of pizza, but I'm otherwise ready.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the show,
How
bud.
many slices of pizza did you eat?
Like
I
10.
was only gone for like a minute.
Like 10, man. That's how many slices are in a piece of pizza, right? No, or 8. I'm sorry, 8. 8 slices.
I had to go.
I've only
clean
had
up-
4.
Okay, here we go, guys. And welcome Welcome, everybody, to episode 589 of RP Grinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, I'll start with you, Eric. How are you doing? Eric, are you there? Apparently we lost Eric. Oh, he's still eating. What about you, Break?
Well, apparently we just found out Eric eats like major pain. Like, he's eaten a whole pizza in the last 5 minutes. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, he's like
opens his mouth up and it's like. It's like Pac-Man.
Exactly, as they say, Breakman, he's getting it in. You know what I mean? Like that's how you get it in, man. You know, you just go at it. Lots to talk about on
today. Around, he's getting that shit done.
That's right, man. That's right. Hey, lots to talk about on today's show. We're going to be talking about UFOs. We're going to be talking about food supply chain. We've got reviews. We've got all kinds of stuff on the show. But before we start the show proper and get into the news, just want to let
everybody. That pizza.
Yeah, damn right. I want to let everybody know that RP Grinders is coming.
Still half of it left.
Eric, let me finish. I just want to let everybody know that we will be doing a giveaway. This is even news to Eric and Break, but we're going to be doing a giveaway for episode 600. And I'm glad Slagar's in the chat because he kind of inspired it. He was like, "Oh, I see you guys."
Of course, we're not eligible, so.
Yeah, no, you guys are not eligible. But he notified us that we were coming up on 9,000 views on Twitch, which I think is a huge milestone. We passed that last week. But I want to do it for episode 600. So I will be...
We did the Dragon Ball joke.
Yeah. We will be giving away a choice of either a PS5 game or an Xbox One X game when they come out. So episode 600 is coming up in, 2 months? A little over 2 months from now. So look forward to that. We'll be promoting that from now until we, till the time comes, but we will be giving away a game. So, you people that are first in line to get the consoles will be getting your choice of game. So, but that's it, guys. Break, how things going, man? Are you still hanging in there? Still doing the work?
Yeah. I was all right. The show, like I was on time today, but I had to run. I told you I had to go. I didn't tell you why though. The dog jumped on the bed behind me and startled the cat in my lap, who decided to leave me a parting gift. No. She didn't poop on me. She left a huge gash in my leg.
Oh, ouch. Ouchies, man. That sucks.
I had to go take care of that.
You didn't declaw the cat?
No, hell no. You never declaw cats, man. That's cruel. That's really cruel.
Well, so is spade and neutering them.
No, that's not cruel.
Neutering actually has been proven to extend their life, and it makes them healthier.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I guess, because if they aren't fucking, they aren't getting STDs.
Yeah, exactly. They're not getting feline AIDS and all that bullshit, man. Hey, Breakman, as long as it didn't tag your junk, I think you're good, man.
Do cats still try to hump each other though?
I don't think so. I think cats are like, they're like, fuck, you took my balls? Fuck this shit, man.
I'm not into it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm just into making your life miserable.
Fuck the thirst is gone.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the news. RPG News. All right, Eric, you're up.
All right, from RPG site, we got release date info for the console releases of Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling, May 28th for Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, for $25.
Okay.
Originally released on Steam last year in November.
Yeah. We've talked about this game before, and I'm all for it. I was a big fan. I don't know if you ever played that game on the Wii, Eric or Break. I don't even know if you had the Wii. But it was called...
I still have it hooked up. That's how sad it is.
Deadly Creatures. If you can ever find that game, Break, it's fun. It's not the greatest game in the world, but it's you play as either a scorpion or a spider. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really
That's,
cool.
the Wii had a lot of shovelware. There was a lot of terrible games on there, a lot of broken games, but there were some fantastic games too.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
that one, the Dead Space game that was on there. That was a great rail
I
shooter.
never finished Extraction.
Hey, I gotta
Extraction,
read
yeah.
this chat from Freak Five. Welcome to the show, Freak Fives. He says Breakman's balls were safe from the cat's claws. They are in Mrs. Breakman's purse. Is that true, Breakman?
She's got a lot of purses.
I think
Oh.
Extraction was ported to the PS3 and Xbox 360 at some point.
Yeah. But I like these bug games. Like I
I
was.
don't see if they would work as well as the.
Yeah,
the
they
Wii
probably
did.
don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think on the PS3 version you could at least use the Move.
Hmm.
I'm not sure about the Xbox 360 whether or not you could use the Kinect.
Yeah. There was a. There's a.
Such a fun game,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, there's certain games like that, you know, they're not the most popular games in the world, but they're super fun. You know, I mentioned Deadly Creatures. I thought that was a really fun kind of innovative type game, but I wish there were more games like that. Like you could play as like a bug, you know, like for instance, I saw this game on PS4 and I played. I didn't play the demo. I just saw the demo being played. It was like a bee simulator sort of, and you could play as a bee. And I thought that was really cool. It had really
Mr. Mosquito, Spider.
yeah, stuff like that. You know, a game where you could play as a spider would be badass, man. Like Deadly Creatures, like I was talking about. All right, anything else on Bug Fables, Eric?
Nope.
All right, you're up, Break.
Coming to us live from RPG site. 22 minutes of Chris Tales gameplay. Oh well, that doesn't do anything for the people listening.
Yeah, I know.
This is helpful to Slegar and Freak.
Yeah,
That's
right
what
now, Slager and Freak.
Oh, I thought this was for, like, it's going to be descriptive. I just kind of threw it on there.
Well,
Well,
it does have a description
yeah.
of it, so I can read a little description here. The footage finds protagonist Chris Bell sitting out from the bustling harbor of St. Clarity to solve a mysterious disappearance. By inquiring with neighboring townsfolk and using her incredible power to visit the past, Chris Bell discovers a lead which guides her toward a string of exciting battles and a grim realization.
Yeah.
See how Chris Bell's time-shifting skill aids her quest for answers and lends an upper hand in combat by watching the gameplay in full here.
I don't know, Eric. I don't
Sorry.
know if it's you or Break, but there's like some scratching on a mic, and I don't know who's.
Yeah, I think it's Breakside.
Yeah, it might be your side, man. There's some kind of like every time you talk, there's like it's like scratching on the mic. I don't know, man. But this game looks
Hello?
cool.
Maybe
Yeah.
that cat came back and it's just
Yeah.
scratching
Well,
at
why
my-
don't you hang up on me and call me back? Then?
Okay, I'll do so. This game looks like a two and a half 2.5D, I guess, 2.5D kind of deal. I don't know how to describe the graphics. It's not cell shade. It looks like. What does it look like to you, Eric?
Let me see. I need to look at it. I only saw a little small, tiny image once.
Yeah, it's sort of
But
like.
it looks like
Does it still sound scratchy?
It sounds like.
looks kind of like a collage of paper.
Yes. Yeah. Paper art. That's the best way
Does it
to.
sound like somebody's tapping on the mic?
It does. It does sound like.
Oh, that's shit. That's me tapping on the mic.
Okay, there you go, man.
How
But it
about
sounds.
Not quite Paper Mario, but sort of.
Yeah, it sounds better. Break for sure. But yeah, this game looks.
I
I don't.
forgot to play Paper Mario.
Yeah.
I'll say that's a regret. One of those games I always wanted to try, but never got a chance to.
You could always go back and play it, man. You know.
Where?
Get yourself a Wii.
Yeah, get a Wii and
And
buy
then get
Paper
GameCube
Mario.
game. And you please play one of them.
Yeah, you could play it, man. You have a Wii.
It's kind of harder to find, is what I'm saying.
Just go to eBay, man. You'll get a cheap copy. I mean, it's not that.
I have.
cheap.
I was looking up to buy Paper Mario for my Wii and Wii U.
How much is it?
And that was like when it was available. It was like, I think it was $15.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You could. I mean,
That was the digital version. But
it's worth it.
for the VC. But there was never a port of Thousand Year Door, which sucks.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of expensive now on eBay.
Yeah, 1,000 Year Door might be a little expensive, but the first Paper Mario, you should be able to pick that one up. Not too bad, Break. I mean,
Okay.
that might be one of those games that during quarantine might be Might be the game to play, man. You could spend a lot
Yeah,
of time in
just
that game.
find yourself an N64 because you won't be able to get it on the eShop now.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
I wish that was the case that under quarantine I had more time to do anything.
I know. I
Um,
know.
but- in the
Actually,
last-
it might be on the eShop. If you have a Wii U, then you could just probably still download that one. But because I think what they did is that you buy it on the eShop, but then you go into Wii mode, which is basically emulation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't get it on the Wii Shop proper because that closed down a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there are options if you want it to break, but it might. I don't know. Might maybe not
Wii
be.
U's probably about $50.
Yeah. Wyland's in chat. What's up, Wyland? Nice to see you in there. I'll be doing a review of Mortal Kombat that you might be interested later. So there you go. All right. The next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Indivisible Surprise launches on Nintendo Switch eShop. Platformer RPG.
By accident, by the way.
Yeah. Platformer RPG hybrid and Indivisible has surprised launched on Nintendo eShop, and it's getting a 20% off of its normal price of $29.99.
I don't think they took it down once they found out that it was not supposed to be on there.
Yeah, I don't think they did either. They'll make their money. This launch.
Oh, hey, you weren't supposed to be here. Okay.
We
Yeah.
were supposed to wait until the patch for the day one patch was ready.
It looks really good from what I'm seeing, man. This is the first time I've ever seen this game in action.
I'm waiting for the physical release to get announced because I want to get it there.
Nah, I'm good on physical anymore. I'm running out of room in my room for anything physical, man. I'm kind of done with that shit. This launch.
Well, the thing is, like, storage space on the Switch is difficult, so...
That too. All right, let me finish the story. This launch seemingly came as a surprise to everyone, including the development team at Lab Zero Games. The developer posted a new blog entry about
Hey,
the.
boss, is that our game online?
Yeah.
Is it as it launched?
Yep.
You told me
How do you not
that
tell
to
the
me.
developers that your game is going to
I know. It's so weird. It looks really nice, though, man. It looks really, really fucking good. This is classic turn-based RPG at its finest, man. I'm looking at this game now. This is something I want to get for sure. It says this launch seemingly okay. The developer posted a new blog entry about the Switch launch alongside some commentary, etc., etc.
It's
Nintendo
on the
Switch.
Game Pass if you want to play it, Break.
Nintendo
Although
Switch.
I'm not sure if that means PC or Xbox One. You can check.
Yeah. All right, Eric, you are up next.
Deadly Premonition 2 has been dated.
Okay.
Deadly Premonition 2, Blessings in Disguise. I think that's what was the full name of the title. Anyways, no, it's A Blessing in Disguise. But $50 game, both physical or digital. Which, why not make it cheaper on the digital front? But it's coming out July 10th.
Okay. Hopefully it's every bit as terrible as the first game, which is the charm of the first game. So
I hope it's more terrible.
I hope they cut out combat out of the game because apparently that's one of the things Swery wanted to do with the first game, but they're like, no, you have to put it in to make it a game.
yeah. So there you go. That's good news for all you Deadly Premonition fans, which there are many.
Oh,
so.
there's another thing in here to let you know that the Deadly Premonition Origins for the Switch was just the original game, like the original 360 and PS3 release, not the PS3 Director's Cut.
You get that?
That is $15 rather than the $30 you normally pay until the 17th.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
what would
the digital version though. The physical version is going to cost more.
Yeah.
Which Axis gave to me, which I still need to write a review of, but the virus happened and I was sick, and so I never got around to writing about it.
Yeah. Wyland says he should play the first. He has it. You should, Wyland. Why not? Why not? I'm not afraid, Breakman. Breakman, you say you're afraid to go to a Redbox. Just take some hand sanitizer with you, dude. It's not, you don't. I mean, I understand the world
I've
we're
always
living in
read
right
digital through Redbox.
I'm actually more
Costs like
afraid.
$5 though.
I'm actually more afraid of people standing near me than I am with anything else, because that's where it's most contagious.
There's only a handful of movies I'd rent from the Redbox at this point, which would be 1917 and maybe like one other movie.
Freak 5 came up with a good solution. He says use a stylus. That's a very good idea. I use my knuckle.
Or just get gloves.
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
as
but
long,
still, the
gloves.
disc has been in other people's hands and
Well,
stuff like that. You
that's-
know, like it's not
again,
not a
Use
new
gloves.
item
Just
you're
get a different
touching.
pair of gloves.
yeah. Well, no, not it.
Every time you touch it, take it out of your DVD
No, no, no,
player.
no. You guys just put on some hand sanitizer, and that kind of rubs off on everything that you're touching. So it's it's not that hard. You just, as long as you have hand sanitizer. I mean, which we do. So, and wash your hands after. That's another thing. Break. Did you catch Clone Wars?
I mean, people are clearly still using it because Redbox doesn't say anything. Well, we're gonna shut down.
Yeah.
Not yet. I have been busy, unfortunately, today.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say, and
So how many episodes are left?
And he's not letting me finish now. So anyway.
Oh,
The story of RP Grinders, man. Nobody can get a word edgewise with anybody.
one.
Let's
apparently.
see. One more left. Yeah. Frank is giving bad advice. Just like, I'm not saying go to the red box, Freak 5. Although, if you do, just fucking hand sanitize it. It's not that hard, I'm way more afraid of being next to people than I am of fucking touching
You
shit.
could always wipe down the machine yourself.
Yeah, you wipe down the machine. You just take a Lysol wipe or whatever you got. Hand sanitizer.
You
It's
should
not that
not
hard.
use hand sanitizer when you're rubbing one out, according to Freak.
Oh, how dare you, Freak 5. I mean, only you would think of things like that. I think it's Breaks next.
I think that's sound advice. He was trying to help you out here.
Don't rub one out.
Rub one out with,
He's telling me not to rub one out, and that's sage advice,
with
Breakman?
hand sanitizer.
So break. You've been watching Clone Wars. So have you been watching DuckTales?
Yeah, I was watching DuckTales.
I didn't even know there was a new season going on until like.
I didn't know there
couple
was
weeks
a
ago.
new season either. Actually, it's
Yeah.
news to me now that you said it. So
Yeah, hey, Break, that scratching sound is back. I don't know if the mic is too close to something or...
Keep your balls off the mic, man.
Yeah, stop rubbing your balls on the mic, Break, man. Jeez, what's wrong with you, man? Okay. Yeah, Break. Next
Am I
story.
still scratchy?
That's better. That's way better.
Okay.
Way better. All
I
right.
don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just sitting here. Coming to you live from Silicon Era. A weird pop-up. What the hell does this stand for? W. They've got a Switch advertised boots, lingerie, earrings, and toys. Like, what the
Jeez.
fuck is this?
That's a weird assortment
I-
of stuff.
I
Yeah,
wonder. I
exactly.
wonder why lingerie is being popped up on Breakman's screen. Boy, that's hard to figure
He's
out.
gonna
Breakman.
pull a Majima. He's gonna date Kiryu in Japan.
I actually got that reference, Eric. Holy shit. Okay. Freaks.
Anyway, coming to us live from Silicon Era, Nintendo 3DS and Wii U eShops closing on July 31st, 2020 in some Caribbean and Latin American countries. They're just quietly killing the 3DS.
Yes, they are. Which is fine.
and the Wii U.
It's kind of at the end. The Wii U
They
is.
murdered the Wii U. There's
Well,
nothing
yeah, but the
quiet
shop
about
is
that.
still a thing, so they
Yeah.
gotta get rid of that now.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
yeah. But the 3DS murder's been quiet and undercover. Like, they've never announced, like, oh, the 3DS is dead.
Yeah.
Switch has really replaced it. But, they've not making as much for it and kind of pushing it aside.
Making cartridges of games while I still can,
Yeah.
just in case my digital copies get corrupted or something.
Break, or I'm sorry.
And you want to list the countries that don't...
Why not? Oh, hell
Well-
no, man. That's way too long, man. Just a bunch of countries. Fuck. No way, man. I mean, you could list
We're
a
having
couple.
some audio issues. Now I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yeah.
Really? Fuck. Okay, let
Well,
me hang.
it's fine now, but it was going weird.
Okay, let me get caught up on chat. Freak5 says, "Don't king shame." Wyland says there was a product listing for a Clone Wars item that may have spoiled a cameo for the last episode.
It's a Baby Yoda, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Baby Yoda. The scratching noise is Break rubbing one out. And Slagar says, "What's the timeline
Let's
on?
try what's going on.
What's the timeline on when we can get a Switch now?" Don't know what you're preferring to. I mean, if you have money, you could buy it right now. Slagar, go to.
I mean, stores have been getting them in, but they've been selling out almost immediately. So just keep checking. All I can say.
You can go online. They're not selling for too much on eBay or other sites. I saw one on Target. You might try Target, Slagar. Freak said June, so that's probably what we're looking at least in Florida, he says. Okay, the next story comes to us from Silicon Era. Atelier Riza becomes best-selling Atelier games with 420,000 units in shipments and digital sales. So that's the news. That's the latest financials. Atelier
It's
Riza.
the best that an Atelier game has ever sold.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. I mean, I think for a smaller title like this, anything above
and it's a good thing because the last few games have not been great. The
Yeah.
only a good one from the post Mysterious series was Lula, which is a follow up to the Rorona series.
Yeah. Wyland said it's not the child, thank God. Yeah, that would have sucked. Freak5 says Amazon has them for $500+, which is bullshit. I totally agree, Freak5. That's why I said eBay. eBay is a little bit cheaper. You can buy it now for cheaper than that, for sure. I know that there are some that are selling for that, but eBay is the place to go, man. And the reason I say that is because when I comparison shop for Funko Pops or electronics or games, consistently almost all 90% of the time on eBay it's cheaper. So I mean, it's just I'm not saying anything about that, but if you want to save a little bit of money, I think you should go to eBay. Okay, Eric, let's go with the next story. Let's get these news stories done, man.
Okay, game called Nighthawks is a vampiric venture RPG to release in 2021 for PC. Wadjet Games or Wadjet Eye Games has informally revealed that Nighthawks, a vampiric blah blah blah, which I just said, coming to PC via Steam. Successful Kickstarter in 2018, raising about 1,300 or 36,000. Yeah, 136,000.
Yeah,
for the project. And it's known for point-and-click style games like Unavowed and the Blackwell episodic series. And this looks like more of a foray to the role-playing.
Yeah. I like the idea of this game. I'm going to wait to pass judgment for when it comes out. There's no real gameplay out, but it is a vampire RPG. And speaking of vampires, Freak5 asked, Frank, do you watch...
They'll probably do
Eric
this until we get, the vampire game.
Freak5 says
we
Frank...
really need to see each other because all we do is interrupt each other.
I know, man.
Like I just did to Frank.
Yeah, exactly.
But I knew I was going to interrupt you.
Yeah, see, Breakman does it on purpose. I don't think Eric does it on purpose.
I thought that was scratching. That's why I kept going.
Sometimes do it on purpose.
Break is just being an asshole as usual.
Only sometimes.
I honestly thought that was just background noise before you started talking.
No, I just been noticing it today, and I was like, man, I think that's the second time I heard that. And I don't know if maybe we could remedy that or not. It just doesn't. I'm sure the audience doesn't like to hear it. Freak5 says, Frank, do you watch What We Do in Shadows? Now that is a vampire series. I believe it was a movie first, Freak5, and I did catch part of the movie. I didn't see it all, but I liked what I saw. I would like to go back and revisit. Should I be watching What We Do in Shadows, Freak5? That's the next question I'm going to ask. And what service is it on, by the way? Because I don't have Netflix. I have Amazon Prime that comes included in my phone bill, etc. But whatever. Wyland says today's ep is back to its 23-minute runtime. I don't know what that means. The show's
talking about the Clone Wars. It's only 22 minutes.
Oh, okay. Freak5 says show's fucking hilarious. I'm gonna have to watch it. I really like the movie. The movie was pretty fun too. It's on Hulu. I don't have Hulu, so but I'll try to catch it other ways. There are other ways of procuring series that I can't get on Netflix and Hulu.
I Maybe I can share my Hulu with you.
That might be an idea. We might be able to talk.
I don't think that people do that. That's not allowed and stuff.
That is not allowed, Breakman, and we would.
Netflix doesn't care.
You know,
It's like free advertising for them.
lifelong friends would never ever do anything like that. Oh, also on a side note, guys, Amazon. I think it's no Twitch. If you have, I think if you have Amazon Prime, and you have it, like I can share Twitch. Like as long as you have Amazon Prime, I can maybe do movie nights. So that might be something to look forward to. Going forward, doing movie nights with everybody, which would be a lot of fun. We used to have fun on movie nights. It was really fun. All right, Eric, you're up next.
Okay. The Little Town Hero Big Idea Edition. That one.
Yes, that one.
Okay. It's been delayed.
Oh,
Dun dun dun.
I know.
From its June. Whoops. It's delayed to June. I think it was supposed to come out next.
No.
Later this month.
Yeah. It was
Anyways,
supposed to come out
June
this
23rd in North America, June 26th in Europe, and July 3rd in Oceania.
That's not a huge delay. I think that's acceptable. I mean, that obviously is a virus delay. It's nothing more. There was none.
Anyways, this is the physical re-release for Switch and PS4, but it's also the introduction of the PS4 digital version.
I have a question for you guys. Like,
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't let you finish.
It's okay. Is digital like catching up to physical? Is it 50-50 yet? Because once we hit 50-50, I think we're going to start seeing less and less games come out physically, to be honest with you.
Hopefully it means less prices, but considering this is a capitalist hell,
It's not going to mean less prices because just what you said. But I'm just wondering. I'm wondering what the ratio is, like digital to physical sales, because I'm all in on digital. I didn't used to be. I used to be a collector of physical media, but man, the more I value space.
I'm running out of room on my current storage devices.
Yeah.
So
See,
like,
that's
why I'm still physical.
yeah.
You know what changed that opinion for me, Frank?
Yeah.
Like I used to like the physical copies too more than the digital copies. The 360, just having that wireless controller there. Like I don't want to get up to change a game.
Yeah.
I can sit here on my couch and it's all the way over there. I can just play it. Oh, I can download games. Oh, awesome.
The
Well,
only problem with downloading games is that you still technically don't own them, and then shops close.
Yeah, no, I understand it, but look, I bought things on the PS3 digital store that still work.
And the companies have been really bad with backwards compatibility. So
yeah. Wyland says I found out that Tubi doesn't have protection on their streams for movies, so I can download them. Wyland said, yeah, but you got to deal with the commercials too, don't you, Wyland? I mean, I think maybe not. Maybe that's not the case.
Tubi has ads, but the ads might be running on a different encrypting.
That would be awesome if they didn't have ads, Wyland, and maybe we'll need to discuss some things after the show because that's actually. That's actually really, really cool. No ads, Wyland says, which is cool. Okay. On to
download all the Sentai for me, please.
Yeah, why not? All right, Break.
Eric, be right over.
Yep, Break. You're up next.
Coming to us live from RPG Site. Ease Memories of Calcutta or Calcutta.
Yeah, Calcutta.
Calcutta.
Yeah, the Indian version is Calcutta.
Launches for PlayStation 4 on June 9th in North America, June 19th in Europe. Sorry, track myself up sometimes.
Pull yourself together, man. This is a professional podcast. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, fuck me, I forgot. Exceed Games in Marvelous Europe have announced that Ease Memories of Calcutta.
You're not going to be able to get through it, man. You're just not.
June 19th in Europe. The game will be available for digital purchase on PlayStation Network for $29.99, with a digital deluxe edition also available for $39.99, which includes a digital version of the special soundtrack CD and a deluxe theme featuring artwork and music from the game. The Timeless Adventure Edition can be pre-ordered at the Xseed store or select retailers, which include a special soundtrack CD and art cards for $39.99, and that is the North American edition. The European edition will be, let me see, $24.99 euro or pounds and $29.99 euros. The digital edition will be $34.99 pounds and 39.99 euros.
Eric, is this game worth getting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Play it, please.
Yeah, I would.
And
I would.
when it would be available at select retailers. So.
Are there any Ease games that are bad, Eric? I don't remember a bad Ease games. I think they're all pretty.
Wanderers of Ease is pretty bad.
Okay. All right. So
That's the original version of Wander or Ease 3, which you should just get Oath and Felghana instead.
yeah.
The only
What?
place you can play that is a PC or a PSP though.
Yeah. Wyland says there are a lot of trash movies on Tubi. It's amazing. I had to download Laid to Rest from there since my Blu-ray is kind of wonky. I did notice that they had Laid to Rest. Laid to Rest is an underrated slasher movie. Wyland, I really like that movie, man. And they did a sequel to it as well. Main reason to watch Laid to Rest 1 is Bobby Sue Luther, who's she's really good to look at, man, for sure. Plays fine on my PS3. Any other Blu-rayer, it skips all over the place. You might want to take that candy gum off of it, Wyland. You know, like if you're sitting there eating Pop Rocks and you're slobbering all over it, you know, it's not gonna work on other systems. The PS3 is geared for that shit, man. Any other system, not so much. You know. All right, next story comes to us from Siliconera. Famicom legendary Kusogi RPG Hoshi Wo. I should have given this one to break. Hoshi Wo Muru Hito returns on the Switch 33 years later. City Connection announced that it's bringing back the Famicom game to the Nintendo Switch. Let's see. The first time the game has ever seen re-release since its original release 33 years ago in 1987. Game is a well-known classic among those who played it back in the day, but not in a good way. It's famous as the legendary Kusogi crappy game. So it's looks like
I think City Connection is a formed company that's built on the premise of drunken bets and having to do something like this every time they lose.
that's
Because outside of this, there was Bokusuka Wars, and there was the Legend of Demon Crystal.
yeah. It looks like
And
shit.
then there's also the titular City Connection, which the name's based on.
Yeah. Slagar says, "Oh my God, moving into the house. Mosquitoes are nuts out here." Slagar, that's a good point, dude. I've noticed the amount of mosquitoes. Like, we don't normally get mosquitoes back up and running, doing their thing until like the beginning of summer. But those motherfuckers are out in force right now here, and they fucking suck, man. They flock to me like a fucking, I don't know, like
Frank's
like.
blood's really sweet.
Oh, it must be, man. They
They smell
love.
Frank and they're like,
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
there's a buffet. We're
You know
coming,
what it
Frank."
is? Those motherfuckers are trying to get high too. Just don't do it at my expense, you son of a bitches. You need to pay for my fucking
They're
weed.
getting high off of Frank's supply.
Yeah, motherfuckers, man.
You
Sons
better
of
start
bitches.
charging them, man.
Yeah. This game looks like shit, but if you want a game that it's hot garbage, then feel free to pick it up. It looks like a shitty Dragon Quest clone that has.
I'm
damn.
pretty sure like the game would crash at points.
Yeah. So it looks like shit. All right. Let's see who's.
What do they think? Like, we could do this game and make sure all the bad parts are gone.
Yeah.
Or at least don't fuck up on you.
Yeah. All right, Eric, you're up last.
So basically, it's just the load screen and then the end. Like,
Yeah.
pick
Freak
your
5
fan.
is exiled. You son of a bitch! I didn't want to exile anybody today because I was like trying to get in a better mood. But thanks for that, Freak 5. You're fucking
I mean,
exiled.
sure, I'm sure there's a game better than Dragon Quest VIII. That's what you're mad about?
How dare you? No, he said, "I'm
Well,
sure
I mean,
this
come on.
game is better than DQ8." How dare you?
Oh, this game.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, he's compared it to worse things, and you're like talking about this game. Oh, okay.
Anyways, this is from Siliconera. Square Enix is giving us more reasons to stay home and play. Back towards the beginning of the pandemic lockdown situation, Square Enix gave a few Tomb Raider games away for free in order to encourage folks to stay inside. The situation is ongoing, and they're once again offering deals to fans in an effort to make the quarantine a little easier to get through. This time, Square Enix is doing a whole campaign which involves multiple partnerships, freebies, deals, and more to come. And there's a splash page up that explains the company's further plans. And right now, they're offering um, the Go series of mobile games, which includes stuff like Lara Croft Go and Hitman Go for free. And there's also a bunch of deals through Steam and stuff.
Yeah. DSP confused common enemies in Final Fantasy VII with slimes and jellies. I think DSP is on a different level of dumbass, Wyland. Like, I can't... Like, Wyland, likes to keep us updated. I'm glad Wyland takes one for the team, because I cannot sit through, maybe 5 minutes of DSP's nonsense before I
once told someone that he's basically the Donald Trump of video game YouTubers.
I don't think I've ever watched DSP.
Yeah, don't bother, man. He's just a whiny bitch. That's all.
I'm pretty sure I never have. I always hear the name and I'm quiet usually because okay, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's worth your time, dude. It really isn't. But hey, let's move on to.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
Homie discounts, everybody. PlayStation still has CD Keys still has the $34 deal for PS Plus. And Eric, what's inside this Humble Bundle Golden Week sale?
Let's see. I hadn't actually looked at myself, but before we get to that, the CD Keys is still offering $34 for a year of PS Plus.
Yeah, I already said that, Eric. Moving
But
on.
I was kind of looking at something. Sorry, I wasn't really
Right.
paying attention.
I mean, in
anyways-
fairness, nobody else
anyways,
pays attention.
what?
So. I was saying, in fairness, nobody else pays attention, so you're all good, Eric. Alright.
Adventures in JRPGs headline Humble's Golden Week sale. So Humble Bundle's doing a bunch of Steam-related deals. But some of the highlights here are Idea Factory's stuff, which includes 9 Hyperdimension Neptunia franchise games, which are 70% off.
That's not a bad deal. Like, I don't want to pay full price for any of those games because they're not worth full price in my opinion. But
Guilty Gear Zerd Revelator is 80% off.
never played that game, but
That's a fighting game.
okay.
Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters Daybreak Special Gigs, that's a long title, is 80% off. Legend Heroes Trails of Cold Steel is 40% off.
That's a good deal.
Death End Request Deluxe Edition is 56% off. Dark Rose Valkyrie Deluxe Edition is 77% off. Hakuoki Edo Blossoms and Hakuoki Kyoto Winds are both 70%. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy is 50% off. And RPG Maker MV is 70% off.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Wyland says it's a never-ending train wreck with DSP. Evo was canceled. They're going to do the online events over the summer. Yeah, I heard that. Hope it's with other games. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, so there's your deals. Also on the PlayStation Plus, Break, I don't know if you have any Xbox deals. I looked. I didn't see anything super major on Xbox.
There's a deal on add-ons going on right now.
Okay.
Bunches of add-on stuff.
Yeah,
There's a
I
bunch of
looking
stuff
at
on the
DLC.
eShop that's on sale. A lot of it's trash, but like one thing that kind of stood out to me, like if you're really into the old school adventure games with, I guess the Prince of Persia like control scheme flashbacks $1 on the eShop.
Okay, also real quickly on the PlayStation Plus, you can pick up Season 1 of Attack on Titan absolutely free. So if you have a PlayStation, pick that up. It's well worth it. It's a great series. I'm going
You
through...
can own it forever, and you won't have to actually go to Funimation to watch it instead.
Yeah, I was... it's also, they're on Adult Swim. I didn't realize that they're on Adult Swim. But of course you have ads there. But yeah, you can get the first season for free. You can also get the first season of My Hero Academia and also Black Clover. So those 3 first seasons, gratis, courtesy of PlayStation. So there you go.
Now, what's the best net code for fighting games now? Because like it used to be Good Game Peace Out, but that's been around for a while, and I'm sure there have been better games with better net code since then. But I hear that rollback net code's really awful.
Wyland might know that. He's a big...
Rollback/delay based net code.
Yeah, Wyland might know that. Hey, Breakman, should I hit it?
No.
Oh, poor Breakman. If you want to send questions into the show, send them to @RPGrinders. Give Breakman something to do in his own damn segment, won't you? Jesus, what's wrong with you people? Not even a Freak 5 like meme or anything this week? Jesus. Feel bad for you, Breakman. It's your time to shine, and yes, you should hit it. Freak 5 says. Let's see. Wyland says most are updated versions of GGPO or their versions of it. So yeah, I think that's the best bet there. All right.
Since he said that, I'm gonna go double check, but there was nothing new before.
Don't make Breakman cry, damn it! I don't want to hear Breakman cry. Nobody wants to hear.
Freak just give Break a Twitter then?
Yeah.
He says he needs to look at Twitter. He must have just done something.
Freak 5 is calling you out, Breakman. I'll wait around. Do you have anything? Yet?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, there is, but he spelled RP Grinders wrong.
Oh,
it doesn't
so
count.
it's his fault.
That's why it wasn't in there. He sent it 14 minutes ago too, but
You want me to hit your music?
you can go ahead and hit that music, baby.
Never seen somebody so excited for their theme. All right, dear Breakman, what do we got?
Oh, coming to us from Freak5 Chaos on Twitter. Dear Breakman, in the future, when we have full immersion VR, is it considered cheating if you have sex with an NPC in a game? No.
Oh, this is a
It's
good
gameplay.
question.
No, because sex. You can have sex with yourself with masturbation, so it's basically like masturbation, but without
I think it depends. And,
actually touching.
like if you're like obsessed with that, like if all you're doing is virtual realitying with the game, and doing it over and over, then probably. If it's just like through the gameplay, like
You fall in love with the thing
see,
you were
you
fucking.
guys are looking at this
It's only
completely
cheating if
wrong.
that happens.
You're looking at this completely wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Most like bodies now in games and stuff like that are just, they're like mannequins. They're featureless underneath the clothes and stuff like that. Like we have to know if there's details. Like, is there anatomy? Like I need to know if there are nipples on the female breast and such.
Yeah, we don't want any Jason
'cause
X
if you're just-
robots, man.
Yeah, because if you're just playing with plastic, it's
Freak's like, well, what if it was with another real character? Well, then at that point, it's roleplay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's the correct answer. It's a role play. You're playing a game. Your jizz is going on the floor, not in her.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. I think we need less jizz talk. All right. Anything else on that break?
There's always more jizz talk. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like a happy ending? And I mean, a VR happy ending's the best. Well, yeah, that's another question. If you're doing it in VR, you say full immersion. Do you mean like?
Hey, quick question for you, Breakman.
Like Westworld, or no? That's the robots in Westworld. Like Sword Art Online, like you're in the game and you can feel everything. Too.
Well, your brain gets signals that.
How does what I want to
something.
know? Like, would you ever ask that question to Mrs. Breakman? Like, the happy ending
What?
question, Break.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You're like,
I would have cured to an Austin of fucking VR most of the
oh,
time.
Jesus Christ, Eric. You and your wild fantasies. All right. Anything else on that?
Just asking a reasonable question, Frank. Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean,
we need to know who's getting.
Because I doubt that
That's
Kirito
pertinent
would
information.
get a foot into his Austin's very strict parents' home.
yeah. Let's see. Freakbite says your brain is getting signals. It feels like you are fucking another. Well, I mean, really, Freak 5. Like, maybe Freak 5 has tested it and he knows a lot more about this than me because, like, I don't have virtual
I
reality.
still think it's role playing. It doesn't matter
Or
what you're
what
feeling.
if it's like the Orville? Have you guys seen the Orville?
I've seen bits of it.
Oh, it's such a good show. It's like Star
And
Trek.
plus, it's like I said before, as long as you're not falling in love with the thing, then you're not cheating on anybody.
Well,
You're
they
just
have an
fucking
episode
with
where
somebody. Your sex buddy is a sex buddy.
What were you saying, Break?
They have an episode where one of the characters they have a room sort of like Star Trek, the holodeck.
Yeah.
But in the Orville, they address more real questions, I think, than Star Trek does. Like whether this is cheating, they address this exact issue. Is one of the guys on the show has his own virtual harem.
Yeah, I think
And,
it is. I
his-
think
Also,
it.
it also
his
depends
husband
on whether
is
or
not
not
happy
your
about it.
relationship is based on monogamy or not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No, it's whether you get caught or not. Jeez. What have I told you? You need to make sure like you're doing it when she's not supposed to be home.
I think that Mrs. Brakeman needs to look at Mr. Brakeman's phone and look at the history. I think she needs to look for that Ashley Madison app on Brake's
you
phone.
doing
I
Phone
didn't
sex?
tell you guys about burner phones, did I? I recommend that for everyone.
I think we discussed that last week, man. Burner phones.
We did. Oh, okay. I didn't think we did.
In my opinion, Freak 5 it is, and this is coming from somebody that's been cheated on like multiple times by multiple people. Yeah, it definitely is like an emotional attachment to anything. Beside, if you're in a
I mean,
monogamous
at that point,
relationship,
it's less cheating and more like you're being neglected in the favor of this other thing.
yeah, no,
Emotional
it's
cheating at that point is what that's called.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no such thing as cheating. What are we talking about here?
Because, like, that's kind of like if you played Xenosaga, you learn about Ziggy's past
yeah.
and how his wife basically cheated on him because she just needed like virtual reality sex.
No, Freak 5 is right. You can cheat even in polygamous relationships.
even though their marriage was arranged and it was political.
Yeah, Eric, let me finish. All depends on the rules of your relationship. That's definitely the key, Freak 5. Like I was in a monogamous relationship with my ex for like over 17 years, and it was supposed to be monogamous, and it definitely wasn't on her end. So it's and it doesn't matter if it's physical or emotional. It's the same shit, and it doesn't make things any less hurtful. I mean, it could be a fucking another woman, another guy. It could be,
4 guys and a goat.
yeah, a goat.
I'm not saying that.
Frank has been cheated on by multiple people multiple times. Have you heard the saying, if everyone you encounter is an asshole, maybe the problem is you? Freak 5.
Ouch! Damn, man.
Look,
He just cut you low.
No, there's
I'm gonna mute
something
myself
to
listening
it.
this.
There's something to what Freak 5 is saying, but I've been through years of therapy, Freak 5, and in each instance, especially the last instance, it was definitely not my fault, Freak 5, and I don't take responsibility for other people cheating at all, because that's not how it goes. If you cheat, it's on you, period. That's the end of story. End of story. There's no other way to put it. You can try to justify it by saying, I was an asshole and all this shit. That's not the case, man. I did everything I could and then some, Freak 5, including going to therapy thinking that maybe I was the problem. So, yeah, it was not my issue, man. Like, and I feel bad because there were kids involved in this one, and it ended up turning very, very sour, for obvious reasons, man. So, yep, the cheating is cheater. That's the way it goes, man. I had nothing to do with her doing what she did. So, that's just how it is. All right, we need to move on to
No get caught.
yeah. Don't get caught.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Very little this week. I've been so flipping busy.
Yeah.
At work, like working. A couple days this week, my routine is doing this. Got up in the morning. I turned my computer on, started working. Worked for the morning, worked for the afternoon, worked for the evening. Went to bed when I was done working, because that's how late I worked. 2 days in a row. Like, that's how I've been this week.
Yeah. That sucks, dude. I mean, it's a change.
I've got a
for
job.
Sure.
I can't complain. I'm just
No.
saying, like, that's the way it's been. I haven't had time.
I know.
I
I
haven't had time
mean,
to watch TV. I haven't had time to play video games.
ugh, that sucks,
What
man.
little I did over the weekend, I was playing Final Fantasy. So there you go.
I mean, there's
So
something.
yeah, I'm still in the same chapter.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get past this. chapter.
there's something to be said about that break, man. Like it's not easy.
Maybe
working.
this is my opportunity to play 15 and surpass you.
Oh, oh.
It won't be hard if you start it, like for real, because me and Frank talked about.
Maybe
like,
I could suspend my
time,
playthrough of Mana and play it instead.
I like to experience the game. I grind. I like to look around and stuff.
Yeah,
Just go
yeah.
explore shit. And
How many hours do you put in the Final Fantasy Tactics A2?
There's something to be said about that break,
That's a
man.
lot.
Like,
I'm gonna have to go get that out. That was a lot of hours.
I think it was like somewhere around 400, maybe.
yeah, I think it was, man. Honestly, like I don't think people do that enough. And I tell you what, in first-person shooters, you have no chance to check.
I haven't even played A2 yet.
Hang on, Eric.
Sorry.
You don't have the chance to kind of look at your surroundings, but with RPGs, you really, really do. You can take in, you can soak it in. You can look at detail. You can just experience the game. I don't tend to do that in some of the better looking first person shooters. So yeah. There's
And
something-
people ask me, like, in MMOs, because I like to solo a lot in an MMO, and that's the reason, because I want to experience when you're in a party, like, your goal is to win, like, you're like, here, let's do this, let's destroy them,
Yeah.
Like,
But when you're soloing, you can experience the game.
Final
You can
Fantasy
enjoy the story,
7,
and stuff like that.
Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is a really short game, but there's like a ton of side missions you could do
Yeah.
that bloat your hour runtime to like in the 60-hour range.
I don't like that. I like taking my own time. I don't like being forced to do side or going to.
You don't have to do them.
No,
That's the thing.
I'm. Let me finish.
In fact,
Eric.
most of them don't even show up until the end.
No, I understand. Freak5 says, I beat the Final Fantasy VII Remake, decided to play the original. 30 hours in the remake, took 3.5 hours in the original. Yeah, Freak5, that's...
My runtime was more like 45 and I'm still not done with everything.
They're going to milk that. I think it's going to be at least 3 or 4 parts.
No, more like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
What is he playing the original on?
The PS4? Oh, the original. Yeah, what are you playing the original on, Freak5?
Probably playing it through the Switch or something.
I would, if I had to guess, I would guess the Switch, but
Because I was thinking, if you're playing it on the original PlayStation, 10 of those hours will be load time.
yeah. Eric, what you been playing, man?
More 7 Scarlet and the original Final Fantasy VII while I was waiting for Trials of Mana to come out.
Yeah, there you
Get
go.
over here because
Get over here.
Takes its sweet ass time to mail your game out to you, and it took nearly a week. I only got it yesterday.
Well, you got to understand, man. The any Amazon, the postal
I know,
service.
but other places have been faster.
Well, hit or miss, Eric. Like
I
we
think
live
it's
in.
always been like that. Period.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even now it's going to be even more hit or miss. Eric is the point. Like people are getting overrun. There was one person working at the post office today, and there was a long line. That's just the way it is. At the dispensary, they let 2 people into the dispensary at a
I
time.
normally would have gotten it elsewhere, but I had to use GameStop. This is how I got my copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I had put $5 down on it in the store before they started the closures of the stores, and basically just did curbside pickup.
Uh-huh.
And I was told that I couldn't use my debit card because I'm guessing if you're a registered business, you'll be considered operating if they can trace payments through debit card companies.
That's a crock of
they
shit
resorted
coming-
to credit cards.
Did you say you got it from GameStop,
Yeah.
Eric? That's a crock of shit coming from GameStop because those motherfuckers had stores open during the fucking pandemic, man.
Anyways,
Fuck
you couldn't use debit cards, so you had to use credit cards because I guess they were running through e-commerce, and e-commerce wasn't set up for that.
Yeah.
But me.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's like, okay, so I guess I'm going to have to buy GameStop cards. So I ordered one off their site. It didn't get here on time, so I was like, I'll just go to. I should have just done and go to Giant Eagle or something and buy a custom amount card and put money on it, and then get the game that way. So now I have this extra $60 card. So I was like, I'll spend most of what's on this card for on Mana, and then I'll never do business with GameStop again.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm done with GameStop completely, man. Like I stopped my Game Informer thing, you know, the $15 a year thing, and I'm fucking done with them.
Best Buy is doing curbside pickup.
Yeah, just
Their stores technically open, but they don't want to deal with customers, so they're just having people get their
no,
stuff.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Yeah. All right, real quickly, I've been playing MPQ and Modern Warfare, so I'm getting through all my first-person shooters before I get on to the good stuff. The Yakuza series. I know I got Dragon Quest to go. I think Dragon Quest is going to be my next game that I beat, and then a couple more, and then I'm done. I'm done with my PS4. Unless anything new, you know, super good comes out.
I think Final Fantasy VII is like $5 on the Xbox One right now.
Ooh, that's good. That's actually really good. All right,
the original 7, that is.
Let's do our reviews real quick, Eric. Right now.
RP Grinders reviews.
Wait, before we do that break, did you have a review?
I can review my work.
No, I don't think so, man.
No. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, sure.
Eric,
I mean, you could make there are spreadsheets involved. You could fine,
I don't think we want to do RP
There are a lot of
spreadsheets. I don't think we want to do RP spreadsheets this week.
Oh,
a
nightmares about
Math
spreadsheets.
Blaster's version of spreadsheets.
No, it's Attack Excel. No. That was a dream. Oh, thank God.
That was more like a nightmare, man. Okay, Eric, can we do a real quick review? Because I want to get to some other things here.
Okay. I watched A Rascal Does Not Dream of Dreaming Girl, which it's weird how Funimation now does movies because, like, apparently it costs lots of money just to keep it going. So they only do, like, limited screenings on their digital storefronts. So
that's weird.
They finally put this movie up for, like, 3 days over the weekend.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I missed my opportunity to see it when it was in theaters because it wasn't playing anywhere, of course, around here.
Of course.
So I decided to watch it. So I'm going to give you a brief review of the series before I get into the movie a little bit. But it's about how a high schooler in his second year of high school basically meets this girl who, for whatever reason, can't be recognized by the rest of the people in Japan. And there's this weird phenomenon that they were calling the adolescent syndrome, which is not Shunibuyo, which is called middle schooler's disease, which is different, but it's similar in the sense that, like, this phenomenon's brought on by their delusions and it manifests in reality. and she, I guess, felt like people didn't recognize her in real life, so it spilled over to people just not being able to see her at all and interact with her. So they try to solve that issue. They get it solved.
That sounds like a plot from Buffy.
Yeah.
One character went invisible because they were so ignored.
So that issue gets solved, and then the rest of the series is about resolving similar incidents with other people, including the main character who's had his own weird incident that involved his sister getting traumatized by mysterious cuts she kept getting on her body, and his own and a scar that showed up on his own chest. And the movie's about getting to that unresolved issue of not only the scars that he had on his chest, but also this girl that he met, which was in a similar situation to his now girlfriend in the series. The girl that he meets, like, because I guess it was his first love, because of back when he was going through all this stuff with his sister, and which they dubbed the hospitalization incident, because he ended up hospitalized because of the scar on his chest. And the cuts in his sister basically happened around the same time. But she basically helped him through that tough patch because nobody believed what he was going through. But anyways, they have to resolve her issue, and it's a good way to cap off the series. And It's only available on Japanese audio, so if you're waiting for an English dub, you're going to be waiting a long time because I feel like this is a series that probably won't get one. But if you're interested in like weird sci-fi slice of life / romance stories, then you could check it out on Funimation now, or I think it also is streaming via Crunchyroll and VRV. But I give the series and the movie. Let's see, the series probably gets an 8.5, and the movie gets a 9.
Nice. That's good, man. So people should check this out if they like Fever Dreams. It sounds like
The series is called Rascal Does Not Dream of Sunny Bunny Senpai, but the movie's called Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl.
okay. It's a little too long, of course. All the Japanese titles tend to be a little too long for movies.
I think it's based on a light novel, which tend to have long titles.
Okay. All right. So good reviews on that. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl. Make sure to check it out. I have a couple of quick reviews. The first, I'm not going to add too much to what Eric did in his review of Sonic the movie, but I liked it a lot. I think it's either...
Oh, I thought you were doing Sonic Force.
No. Sonic movie. Because I just saw it. I had a 2-for-1, and I got Mortal Kombat.
Originally, it was like $20.
Mortal Kombat, Scorpion's Revenge, and Sonic the movie. So I'll do Sonic movie real quick. I think it's up there with the greatest video game adaptations, which I know is not much. I put this movie and Detective Pikachu at the top of the heap when it comes to video game movies. Although I got to talk about Mortal Kombat, Scorpion's Revenge here in just a second. But Sonic the movie, I think it's really fun.
The only thing I can criticize it for is it's kind of messed up because looked at another way, it is a very conservative movie and it's kind of soulless in its messaging.
I disagree. I mean, if Jim Carrey wasn't there, I would have said the same thing, Eric. But Jim Carrey lightens up that.
Yeah, he's
that
a distraction.
Yeah, which is fine. But they didn't have much material, to go on really with Sonic. I mean, Sonic is really fast, and they got that down. And the character redesign was awesome, and he looks good on screen. Like there was, I had all those worries that everybody else had, and it turned out okay. And it had a decent story, and the acting was fine, and the story actually was kind of good. I enjoyed the tweaks that they did with the Sonic movie. So I give it
be another one.
Yeah, and there will be another one, which is, I mean, it made gangbusters at the box office. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was that good of an adaptation. I think it's worth checking out. So check it out. The next movie I'm gonna talk about is Mortal Kombat: Scorpion's Revenge, another video game based movie, animated, of course.
Is it like CG or is it like
it's
actual hand-drawn stuff?
It's straight animation. It's not the greatest animation. I was talking to Bernie about this. Like the Japanese have animation down, right? I mean, we talk about Japanese animation all the time. There's no question they are still the king of animation. The Japanese know how to do animation.
So you're saying this is closer to the Dead Space animation style?
Yeah. It's Warner Brothers, so it's Warner Brothers cheap animation is the best way that I can put it. But I have to say they're getting a tad bit better. I mean, the movie's very visceral. It's bloody. It's gory. It's definitely not for kids. Of course, why would a Mortal Kombat movie be for kids? The story has issues, like with all Mortal Kombat games. Like the story is just whacked, and you could just throw
it's
that
Mortal
aside.
Kombat. It's complete nonsense.
Yeah, and the question that I have, they keep referring as a once in a generation tournament, right? That's what Mortal Kombat always is. But yet they have these tournaments all the time, and they didn't quite address that in this.
Different timelines, so
see, that's the thing. Alternate timelines. I hope they do. Like, if they were to explain it that way, it would be fine with me because comic book movies do that shit all the time. I did feel like it. Not that it took things too far, because I'm not for censorship at all, but I felt without, like, they did one very, very smart thing. You know, we talked about Jim Carrey in Sonic being a distraction. Johnny Cage is kind of what saved this movie for me. If they didn't put Johnny Cage and have Johnny Cage as funny as he was in Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge, I would have said the same thing about Mortal Kombat, Eric. That
She ran Revenge through Redbox.
Hold on, Eric. Eric, let me finish the review. But I would have said the same thing, Eric, that it was soulless because it was just meanness just to be mean with no real point other than to win the tournament, which I know is like that's the big thing. But I felt they did enough to differentiate themselves from just the standard Mortal Kombat tropes, right? I just felt like it was a little too much. Not that the gore was too much, because that's what we expect from Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. But without Johnny Cage, I would have felt differently about this movie. But I really, really like the inclusion of Johnny Cage. Without Johnny Cage, this movie would have been kind of soulless and just lacking for a better way of putting it. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, when you guys see the movie, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. But still, it was very good. The animation could always use work. Warner Brothers, even though like the DC animated movies are really good story wise and stuff, the animation is definitely lacking. I don't like the style of animation, but they did a real cool thing with this one. You know how they have those, I don't know what they call them, but like when you hit somebody and you can see like the x-ray of them and they show the bones crunching and all that shit. They did kind of a hybrid thing in this movie where they went from straight animation to those things, and that was really effective and added a lot to this to the movie. But the movie's good, man. I highly recommend people check it out. 7.5 out of 10. So, Wyland says you can't have a retelling of Mortal Kombat 1 without Johnny. Yeah, for sure, Wyland, because without Johnny Cage, it would not have been nearly as good. So I definitely give it high marks. I definitely say check it out. I rented it from the Redbox. Unfortunately, the Redbox is DVD, which also didn't help the animation at all for me.
I think you can rent the digital version for that's in HD, but it's like $5 instead.
Yeah, I know. I see. That's the thing, man. I don't want to pay more than $1 or $2 for a rental, and the Redbox is the best way to do it. So, they don't always have the best selection or Blu-rays. So, you have to kind of go with what they got, and so that's what I did. And I say, all the better for it. Break, do you have a Heiscapade this week?
I did actually see a funny story, and I guess I should have wrote it down. No, I don't.
Okay. Wyland says he has it in 4K.
That was a long way to say no.
I would love to see it in 4K, Wyland. I don't know if that helps any, to be honest with you. I mean, it looked fine in DVD quality, but I that style of animation, like I wish they would give that property to a Japanese animation studio and let them do it, because it would be something else. But whatever. Eric, do you have a Heiscapade?
No.
Okay, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment then.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Break, you are up.
I think this might be one of the ones I actually had last week. I was complaining about the paid-off protesters. Well, this week they've escalated their attacks. I mean, that's what they are. They're threatening people with machine guns. They're marching on the capitals of cities with machine guns.
We talked about this before the show, Breakman. Like, what would have happened if black people or brown people did the same thing? And
I said this was going to, as soon as people started protesting, I said on Twitter, I have a feeling this is going to turn violent.
Why?
In this day and age, it's just, and it gets closer and closer to violence.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Breakman. You can almost see the frustration, right? I understand why people are frustrated, right? No money coming in. The government gives you a whopping $1,200 to survive 3 months. It's not working for most people. Most people don't. can't do it, so they want to get back to work, and they,
And we should be protesting the government to like pay us more.
Yes,
right?
they should. If they walked in there with guns saying, "Pay us more money, we want more money," that would have been a different story. I could have got behind that.
Like guns, no, no, that is a threat.
Well, look, Breakman.
Nobody should be protesting with guns. Period.
I would agree with that, Breakman. But when you have an oppressive government, right, that constantly shits on you and gives you two candidates like Joe Biden and Donald Trump to choose from, like that, to me it seems almost appropriate. They weren't protesting for the right things, right? They were protesting to like open up everything, which I can understand part of their frustration, because everybody's poor here. None of us are millionaires. We're not. I mean, we're having trouble paying rent. We're having trouble paying bills. Everybody's in the same fucking boat. You know what I mean? But I honestly believe that we're almost to the point where sometimes, like, I think maybe some of this shit is necessary, man. Not for the way that they did it. And obviously, I'm not advocating for people to storming the fucking Capitol like these fucking morons did. But at what point do we protest the right things, and then we protest? Because Freak 5, I know it's terrorism, and that's, call it what you will. I understand the sentiment, right?
It's a threat to me. Like, you're bringing out guns. There's nothing else a gun does but hurt people.
I get it.
Animals.
I get it. But let's
shoot targets for fun, but the gun is made to shoot living things.
How would you feel?
It's made to kill.
Breakman, how would you feel, right, if a bunch of black people, right, got a bunch of guns and did the same thing but protested police brutality? How would you feel?
I would, it's still a threat. It's a threat. If people with guns are going to protest something, that's why you see. Have you ever seen black people? I'm being general in here. Protesting with guns.
Yes.
When they're protesting police violence.
Yes. Here's the thing, right? Black people have protested.
That's a threat. I think anybody who protested with guns should be arrested.
Look, here's the thing.
The color of skin doesn't matter. You're
No.
threatening people.
No,
it's a threat.
No, here's the thing, Breakman. I agree with you for the most part, right? But black people have tried for years to silently protest, sit-ins, sit-downs, move to the front of the bus instead of the back of the bus. All this fucking shit, right? And we get incremental fucking little tiny concessions, right? That in the grand scheme of things don't mean a fucking thing, because we're black people, brown people, poor people, I'm including white people in this too. We're in the same position we were 40 to 50, 60 fucking years ago.
So what you're saying is we should all grab our guns and march on the government?
No, I'm saying this. What is it going to take for shit to change, right? Because obviously the nonviolent way is not fucking working, right?
Well, right, but how many of us are going marching on Washington? Like, if we had a billion... I'm sorry, billion. If we had a billion Americans, well, this would be a completely different country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'd be really packed in here. But, like, if 100 million people were to march on the government, for say, like a third of the country.
Okay, we've tried this before with the Million Man March, Breakman. What the fuck has happened since then? Nothing.
It wasn't really a million men, though.
No, but it was
basically saying we should do the U.S. government like French did King Louis.
No, look, I'm not.
And I'm not trying to diss the Million Man March. It was a good thing, but it wasn't a million men. It was
more like 200
people there.
200,000 to 300,000 people. Breakman.
Right, and if they were actually a million men in the Million Men March, it would have been more impactful.
What would have happened? I'm going to tell you what would have happened.
I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't know what would happen.
Nothing would have happened, Breakman. One of the largest protests ever, all right? The Million Man March. And here's another one for you. Occupy Wall Street, right? There were thousands and thousands and thousands of people camping out on Wall Street, to protest the fucking bullshit that Wall Street puts on us every fucking year. What has happened? What happened? You know what happened? Those people were fucking thrown out. right? They were arrested, they were harassed. Okay, here's another example: the Dakota Access Pipeline, which got plenty fucking attention, right? The Native Americans, their fucking land, right? That the government gave them after the fact, after they stole the land, they gave it back, and now they're protesting. The elders were protesting. You know what they were greeted with, Breakman? They were greeted with fucking violence, right? They were greeted with water guns, like the fucking not water guns, but the water hoses, and it was freezing ass fucking weather, and the government, right? The police out there decided to turn hoses on them and spray them with peaceful fucking protesters that had nothing but signs, and they were thrown out and arrested and harassed and beaten and watered because of what?
Where has the media been in this?
Exactly, Breakman. That's the fucking point.
Media's job is to be really reporting stuff like this, and they've
Right.
done a shitty job of it.
They definitely did a shitty job. But here's my point, Breakman. Protest after protest that's been on the level, right? Via Martin Luther King, via even to a certain extent Malcolm X and Cesar Chavez and all these fucking leaders, right? What have all of these protests as a whole brought us? Segregation? Maybe. But what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? We're all still poor. We're all still dying in the streets because of this fucking virus. We're all still fucking suffering because we can't afford our rent. We can't afford our fucking mortgages. We can't afford to fucking live anymore. So what is the alternative for people that are peacefully protesting and have been peacefully protesting for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 fucking years? What is the alternative but to do exactly what these fucking misguided assholes did? Get your fucking guns, storm the Capitol, and demand, hey, we want a living fucking wage, we want fucking healthcare, which every other fucking industrialized nation has.
And we want
Why can't we have these fucking things too? There's no alternative anymore is the point I'm trying to make, Break. You know what I'm saying?
No, I wholly disagree.
You disagree. So we should just sit on our asses.
You're saying pick up, like, violence begets violence.
I get it. I get it, Breakman. I get it. But what happened when these guys walked in? Nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. I'll go first, Freak. I have no problem going first. I don't need a gun, though.
But this is what this whole conversation is about, is a gun.
No.
You're changing it to race, and this is about a gun.
No.
We're talking about people with guns.
It's
We're
not
saying
about
every
race.
one of those people should have been
Look,
arrested.
I
What
mentioned.
Frank's
Don't
saying
guns
is
should
that
have been
we could
taken away.
do an angry yelling protest without guns.
And the police confronted them without drawing their guns, is what Straight's pointing out.
Yeah. See, no, I agree with you, Breakman, and I agree with you, Freak 5. These guys should have been arrested. But my bigger point is, we've done the silent protesting, we've done the peaceful protesting, we've done the chanting protesting. What else is it going to take for this government to understand that we're hurting? What else? We can't.
When you say, like, all these protests, like, I've seen them on the news, and they're never as big as advertised, you know. If you want, these aren't real protests that have gone on. Like I said, the Million Man March, like you said, was only like a couple 100,000 people.
No, 300,000 people.
300,000. That's still less than a third of a million.
That's one of the biggest protests.
The point was that it was supposed to be
It's supposed to be a million. It's supposed to be their goal was to have every black man in America march.
The goal was to have 1 million people. They knew that probably wouldn't happen, but it was supposed to drive a point.
But that's the thing.
And
you're
Frank's
arguing it
argument
doesn't
really
mean
doesn't.
anything because it's not exactly 1 million. That's stupid.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Here's the thing.
I'm saying that, like, never mind.
No, I'm not saying this is a racial thing. I'm saying this is a poor people thing, Breakman. All of us are in the same boat, right? You guys make a little bit more money than me because right now I'm unemployed, right? But we're all in the same fucking boat, whether we're white, black, brown, Asian, Native American. We're all in the same fucking boat. None of us are in the 1%. It's going to take the 90... You're right, Breakman. You're right for the most part, right? It's going to take the 99% of us to rise up. I'm not saying get our guns and storm the Capitol. I said it several times.
That's what I'm arguing is that when I'm saying like my argument is that not enough people are doing it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying, Eric. Like when I'm saying the Million Man
yeah,
March,
I know. I
I'm
agree.
criticizing
I mean,
them that they
most
there
people
weren't
are
a million
scared to go
people.
out because of the virus.
But let me
So we
Well,
make
yeah,
can't organize
now
right
everybody's that's different. Now is
The-
different. But I'm
here's
talking
the-
about
Here's what I'm saying, Breakman. 300,000 people is nothing to snuff at, right? That is a good indication of how many people felt upset, right? Nothing changed for them.
no,
Three-
I'm
I
not
feel like
disagreeing with
like
that.
the only way to fight back right now is to hire really good hackers and steal money from the rich people.
Yeah, I mean, there's thought to that too. Anonymous is, they've not said that they're gonna do that, but I mean, in my opinion,
because if they said they did, then they'd be under the eye of
Right.
the surveillance state.
Right.
Yeah,
Here's-
but they weren't Robin Hood. They would take from the rich and keep.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. See, and
Yeah, I
that's,
mean something like anonymous, but not.
I mean,
taking back
this
some
is
Like,
what
sort
I.
of-
we need, yeah, like we don't like hackers are so full of shit. We need hackers like they say they're fighting a man and stuff like that. No, you're just thieves.
All right, let me get caught up on
need,
chat.
We need Robin Hood is what we need.
Let me get caught up on chat, and then we need to move on, guys. Freak
Maybe
Five
that's
says,
what they can call themselves, the Men of Hood.
yeah. Freak Five says if Muslims stormed the Senate with guns, they when they were voting on the Muslim ban, they would have been treated differently. No question about that, Freak Five. I don't think there's.
I'm not disagreeing at all with like any of that. Like
Yeah.
if a black man was to protest, and I'm saying you don't see much of that because they're risking their lives when they do it. They really are.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Freak Five says,
and
these-
it's totally racist.
yeah.
100%. There's no argument with
Yeah.
that.
Let me get caught up on chat here, guys. These protesters with guns should have been arrested long enough to make sure none of them were felons in possession of a gun. That's also correct. Those legally possessing a gun should be let go. That's correct, too, because it doesn't matter if you're in the Capitol or you're on a public street. Like if you're in an open carry state, which I believe Michigan
Ohio is.
Ohio is.
I know. I've thrown a fit about the fucking people who go grocery shopping with their machine guns.
Yeah.
Like they don't hold them like the people in Michigan
Get
were
the hell out
marching
of
with
my
them.
face.
Yeah.
Like they were marching with them. They were ready to use them. Like
Yeah,
those people
yeah.
should have been. But somebody like still like shopping with it on their back, like they're just casually with it. I still think that's wrong.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. See, and there's no
This
question.
isn't the apocalypse. We don't have zombies to fight and shit.
Right.
You
There's
have to kill
There's
other
no
people.
walkers outside, the guys.
Exactly. There's no walkers.
Yeah, no, we just have a bunch of corrupt politicians. That's
and
what
dumb
we got.
people.
Yeah. Okay, I do think minorities should protest with guns to show the hypocrisy. I agree. There should be at least one group of people similar to the Black Panthers, just so we can, like, clear this matter up. Like, do I want to be the one with the gun? I don't have a gun. Maybe I would be the one, but what I'm saying is silent protesting and, doing these protests with signs and stuff does nothing to these fucking elite politicians that don't give a fuck about anybody. That's my point. It's going to take a little more than that. Maybe if...
Can somebody make like a rail shooter game where we shoot people with love beam guns? It looks like a real gun, but it shoots love beams.
Yeah. I'm going
It
to
just
ask
makes
it.
people stop being dumb.
I'm not going to ask anyone to do this because I don't want to be a martyr.
It'd be kind of like it'd probably be kind of like Galgun, but only without the fan service.
Yeah. No, I just
And
like
I'm not against people owning guns per se. Like I think if you want to have something for self-protection, or say you're a farmer and you need it for like a
coyotes
rampaging animal
and-
or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. No, I understand.
But like there's no fucking reason for someone to go shopping at Kroger. Oh, I was just out hunting. That's why I've got my gun on me. I was out hunting. I
Right?
just
Why
stopped
aren't you at a
in here for
hunting
bread
shop?
and milk.
Yeah.
Like, no, you were out hunting. You drove your car.
You could have put
Then
that
you
in your
put
car.
your fucking gun back on and marched in the store.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand it's freaky for other people to see people with guns, Brakeman. There's no question about it. But
it's not
I'm
just
saying,
it's not
Sir,
about
why do
being
you have the
freaky.
AK-47?
here's
It's
what
not
I'm
like, why do you want to kill people, dude?
here's what I'm saying.
People like that are waiting for something to happen. They want it to happen.
Here's what I'm saying,
They
Brakeman.
want somebody to
I
break
mean,
in.
if a guy went in a
Eric.
store with a pistol, I mean, I'd be worried, but at least it wouldn't be an AK-47.
Here's the thing, guys. Okay, this is basically the point of what I'm saying. Protesting is all fine and good. You know, I protest all the time. I protest on this show. You know, I'm out and about. Like I say things. I'm always at the forefront with my mind. If I think it, most times I say it. Whether it's at, I mean, like the guy today that was like in front of me asking me if I was in line. I was like, yeah, I'm in fucking line. You know. But the thing is, like, these protests have no teeth. You know, and I think these people, as misguided as they were, they needed teeth for their protests because nobody was listening. You know what I'm saying?
It did bring a lot of camera. I can't argue with that. Like it does. Like when there are guns involved, like cameras get involved. Like the media is a lot of the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I should say they're not a lot of the problem. The racist politicians are.
Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like
gun happy.
There's no teeth to it. But if there's teeth to it, like a gun in someone's hand, then people fucking notice, right? That's what I'm saying. Like there needs to be I'm almost with Freak 5. I wish there was a minority group that would just come out. Maybe it's a poor people's group with all kinds of people involved that say we're fucking tired of this shit, you know? The government's supposed to fucking help us, not send us a one-time $1,200 check while they send, you know, $6 trillion to fucking Wall Street. I mean, that's what I'm saying, you know? If those Occupy Wall Street people all had fucking guns out there and they were like you know, like in solidarity,
they should have been protesting the government for one thing.
I agree. They
were doing the wrong thing, protesting Wall Street. That was never going to accomplish.
Totally agree. I totally agree. Brakeman, that they were protesting the wrong thing. Eric, I didn't see anything on your stink of the week, so I'll just go to mine.
Well, I mean, I kind of gave you mine.
And
I'd rather not talk about it right here.
That was wrong. Say they need teeth because no one is listening. The fucking president is agreeing with these people. No, I agree that it gets a lot of attention, but I definitely still, I am so like, no, there's no reason to fucking. If you're marching on the Capitol of anything with a gun, that's a terrorist act to me.
Yeah, there's a fine line, and I think these people were protesting for the wrong things, but there is a Second Amendment as much as
it doesn't matter that they not one of them fired a shot or anything like that. Doesn't matter. They did a hostile act.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it is a terrorist act to like you know, do those type of things, but of course, since it was all white people, it didn't matter, right? But I'm glad
you got the approval of the president.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and
I'm not calling him president. I'm just calling him Mr. Trump.
Yeah. Like, Mr. Assface.
Respect is earned, and he has never earned respect.
No,
he's the emperor without clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, I don't want to imagine that. Like,
Freak Pie says Stinko is the asshole new neighbor who thought it was acceptable to just park his truck in front of my driveway. Yeah, fuck that guy, man. Fuck. Dude, I've had like these past couple of days assholes after assholes, which I'll talk about one of them right now.
Wait, hold on. Who the fuck thinks it's acceptable to park in front of anybody else's driveway?
No, it's not. Like you can call the police on that, and they'll ticket and tow. Yeah. Here's mine. Speaking of assholes, this guy flicked his cigarette out the window. Right, halfway done. Right. I hate it for a bunch of reasons. One, it's bad for the environment because cigarettes have fiberglass filters, which fiberglass never fucking biodegrades, right? It's one of the hardest things to biodegrade, period, fiberglass. But I was thinking about poor people, right? And in particular, homeless people. I can't tell you the number of homeless people that I've seen that have picked up cigarettes that are half done and smoked them because they don't have fucking money, right? They're poor. They are homeless. They don't have a home. That's the very definition of fucking poor, right? So I was thinking about how all these poor homeless people are going around picking up these fucking butts from idiots like this fucking asshole and smoking them. What if that guy had the fucking virus? He just now gave it to his, to a homeless person.
Yeah.
Never fucking think about homeless people, right? You just fucking flick out your fucking cigarette and fuck all with the world.
The coronavirus is hitting them bad.
Yes.
COVID-19 is destroying homeless communities.
Yes, and I know nobody gives a shit because, they're fucking homeless. What do we fucking care?
Because we've been taught as a society to not value people who are not considered valuable.
Yeah, capitalism.
This is why disabled people also get shit on, because, like, if you're not 100% functioning human being, you might as well be worthless. Is the thought process that goes in most people's heads.
Yep. Also, I had to paint the fence around my garden, which I'll get to in a second, with oil. Ugh. One of the stipulations for me being able to grow here at my dad's place was he wanted
tomatoes, right?
Yes, it's legal here, so I'm growing fucking weed, and I don't give a fuck.
Quote-unquote tomatoes.
I know.
Mushrooms. Yeah.
Mushrooms. Yeah, that's what I'm growing. One of the stipulations to expand my garden was that I had to paint this fence and cure it with oil, like used oil, motor oil, so that way the water. Yeah, Freak 5. Yes, by garden I mean my pot supply for the year. And it sucked. It was hot, and I was sweating, and I was already feeling sick from the day before because I ate a hamburger, which I should never fucking do ever again in my life because it makes me so fucking sick. And I'm sitting there, and I'm doing it, brushing this fucking oil on, and I could just feel myself getting more dehydrated and more dehydrated. I finally finished, which was awesome. I was like, woo. I didn't even get a chance to expand the garden, but I did paint that fucking fence. So, which leads me into my Sweeto of the Week.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweeto of the Week.
Sweeto of the Week this week is I'm getting ready to grow my plants again. So I've got 4 or 5 different strains, and they're gonna be all different this year, and they're gonna be fucking awesome. Last year's supply was fantastic. I still got some left over, so it saves me so much money during the year. So, Freak 5 says,
you were
LOL.
saving the mosquitoes millions.
Yeah.
Just putting the Freak growing his future stash so the mosquitoes are
Oh,
going.
fuck all those
Frank
mosquitoes.
Sweetblood, yeah.
All those mosquitoes could suck my ass, man,
That's
motherfuckers.
what's going on. They're flying by like.
Those motherfuckers.
Did you guys hear something?
I'm telling you, like the second I step outside,
the
those
Jaws of mosquito movies.
those motherfuckers must have Frank radar because as soon as I step out, they're on my man. I fucking hate mosquitoes, man. But yeah. So I'm
You
getting.
should probably like go to a lab and see like whether or not you emit pheromones that just attract
Oh
mosquitoes.
Jesus Christ, man!
It's got to be more than just your blood.
It is. It's the amount of carbon dioxide and other factors that draw mosquitoes. Freak 5's Sweeto is his bottle of Jameson finished in craft beer barrels, stout edition. Okay, sounds good. Sucking my ass. Get out of here, Freak 5. You're exiled, you son of a
You're
bitch.
the one who said it.
I didn't give him permission. I was making fun of the fucking assholes, man.
No, that sounded like permission to me. I think we should cut the tape out.
Fuck off. You're
There's a
exiled too,
porn
you son
version
of a
of the
bitch.
fly, but it's a mosquito fucking Frank's ass.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How dare you, Eric? Am I going to have to exile you too? I'm in a bad mood, man. You're exiled, Eric. Fuck that, man. You're exiled. All
You
right.
weren't a bad man. You went from, am I going to have to exile? I was like, yes, I am, you fucker.
All right. Break your Sweeto of the week.
I guess that I still have a job. I guess.
You what?
I don't know. Like, I don't really have any. I'm busy this week. I'm distracted. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't even get to watch Clone Wars yet. Like, that's how
Damn,
busy I've
that
been.
sucks. All right, we're gonna do free for all then. Let's get on to our free for all.
Oh, wait about it. It's in there.
Eric didn't have one listed. Do you have a Sweeto, Eric?
Nope.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Freak 5, you can suck my ass. How about that? There's your invitation, Freak 5. All right, we're only going to do one. Which one do you guys want to do? UFO hysteria or the food supply chain? Break.
Oh, we can talk about UFO for now, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
I want to talk about UFOs.
okay, UFOs. It was just recently the Pentagon has now officially recognized that yes, in fact, there are UFOs. So there were a couple of videos from the Navy that spotted some UFOs and were kind of commenting on them. So I want. I don't want
They're
this.
unidentified fucking objects, right?
I will not be RSVPing for that. You don't have to RSVP. Open invitation, Freak 5. Suck my ass. All right.
Wow.
UFO
Well,
hysteria.
You're just gonna wake up from a dream one night like, what?
Ain't no
My
preposition.
ass? What the hell? Are you
Yeah, I
doing, my
know.
ass?
I know. Wyland says, I knew about this a while ago. Yeah, I mean, we all knew about this. I mean, I think we talked about this on the show before, Wyland. Like, UFO is just that, right? Unidentified flying object. It doesn't fucking mean that there are aliens.
I
Besides,
think the reason the footage was released is this is. I think Trump had a hand in this. This is justification for his Space Force.
yeah.
I think this is what this is all about. Personally.
Here's the thing.
UFOs
Like,
don't mean extraterrestrial. That's exactly right. That's
the
great, though.
the Young Turks made a good point. I
Freaks coming over your house to shove his foot back up your ass.
no, I don't think so. Freak 5. I don't. No,
Talk
no,
about
that's good.
anal probing.
Freak 5. I want your hoovered lips to suck my ass. That's what I want, man. So there you go. Here's the thing. UFO. They on the Young Turks they did this segment, right, and they made a very, very good point. Like, if the aliens were to drop down right now and say, "Take me to your leader," you know, the typical 1950s "take me to your leader" bullshit, we're gonna take them to fucking Trump. I mean, that's the leader. The aliens are gonna be like, there ain't no intelligent life forms on this fucking planet. Next planet, you know. That, like, honestly, we would be so fucked if Trump was our fucking leader, you know, at the time of a UFO invasion. Like, seriously.
Yeah, if there was an invasion, but I think if aliens ever visit our planet, it'd be more like as a movie. Like, they'd sit back and chew on some popcorn, like, wow, look at this jackass. Oh my
Why,
god.
why invade when they can kill themselves?
Yeah, exactly. Wyland says, break, never go full Alex Jones, please. Yeah, I agree with
Oh, because I'm saying he's using this as a basis for Space Force.
that. Yeah.
It's not President Ding Dong's idea. I know.
Whose idea was it then? If
I'm saying
not
he was supporting it. You're right.
a
He's
Space
okay,
Force.
fine. I shouldn't suggest stuff.
You know
like
what's even funnier than the Space Force is the stupid camouflage uniforms. That's to me, that was the dumb shit of it all. Those stupid, you know, camouflage uniforms that would mean fuck all in
even
space.
Stargate SG-1 had uniforms that would, you know, be hard to see in the vacuum of space where they had to leave the ship.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
seriously,
the color of the ship itself.
why wouldn't it be like black and like grays and white, like to blend in with the? I don't know, man. It's so stupid. But anyways,
Like their suits were designed to match the color of the interior of the ships they were in.
yeah. Freak Pie says the aliens would know that Trump has opposition. They would come to Democrats and ask us if we need a ride off this planet. Actually, fucking Democrats are almost as bad as fucking Republicans, Freak 5, so I don't even know if that's true, man. Like, look who we got to choose.
Look at how quickly they support Biden.
Exactly right, Breakman. Thank you for bringing that
and
up.
that's what I've always said about Democrats. Like, I've never been able to support them ever since Bill Clinton, because like he's credibly accused of assaulting and protecting women, and just the hypocrisy of the words like, yeah, we gotta protect women, but then like the head guy's accused, and it's like, oh, they're lying.
Yeah. Wyland said back in
And it's happening
99.
again.
Wyland says back in 99, like that's so far long ago. Wyland. Back in 99, we had an Air Force recruiter in one of our classes saying that the Air Force was going to rename to Air and Space Force. Yeah.
Aerospace would have made more sense than air and space.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but, you know, never heard about it again until President Ding Dong. I think that's what we should refer to Drum from now on.
There's no
President
need for a
Ding
separate
Dong.
Space Force anyways, because like you just relegate that duty to one of
Just-
the pre-existing
Yeah, just give it to the Air Force.
branches of the military.
Just give it to the Air Force. They're the one that flies. Like,
I
give
just
it
want
to
them to
the
rename it.
yeah, technically outer space is air. It's just the lack of it.
What were you saying, Break?
I said I just want them to rename it Sword.
Yeah, sword. That would be
Sword.
cool. Yeah, sword.
Rename the army's shield
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's pretty much all we got. Like I don't think any of us
Pokemon
believe.
Sword and Shield.
Let's put this to rest once and for all. Do we think that quote unquote new footage is aliens? I'm gonna go on record as saying absolutely not. What do you think, Eric?
It's something, but probably not intelligent life.
Okay, what do you think, Break?
I think it's definitely not intelligent. Whatever it was.
Maybe it's like a super fast drone someone's developed.
Yeah. Freak5 says, to be fair, you don't want to blend in with the background of space. If it was in the Space Force, I would want a uniform that showed where I was, just in case I was adrift. No, but the point is to like blend in against alien forces. Freak5, not to be a beacon. Like there's other things you can do.
So their
like,
outfit should be like, we're just gonna guess, like, aliens are purple. All right, let's do this.
yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
That's what they did. Maybe they guessed aliens are camouflaged.
Yeah.
So they're gonna dress in camouflage.
Yeah.
What if Yoda's race is real and they're invading?
You know, on a side note, you know what an underrated alien visitation movie is? It's Arrival. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but
That was pretty good.
it's a fucking great movie, man. That's a masterclass movie. Wyland says space camo. Yeah, exactly.
If aliens were visiting the Earth, we would all know. See, I don't necessarily think it would be like that, because Star Trek did that where they observed. I could see aliens doing that to planets. Just observing and not interfering.
Yeah, and then completely demolishing us in like 15 minutes.
No, it's like just science. We're like an ant farm to them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I think that's all we got time for. I'm roasting in this room.
Where's some alien kids' homework? So what did they do this week?
It's all an episode of Rick and Morty or South Park. We're just an episode of South Park, is what you're saying. Man.
I like Men in Black. The end of Men in Black, where it turns out where the whole universe is just a marble for a big space alien. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's how insignificant we were.
Yeah.
I thought that was.
Freak5 says space camel. Watch out, they spit. That is fiction. Yeah, it is fiction. They do spit, but it's not like what people think, man. It's just random.
No, space camels do spit. That is not fiction.
Yeah, that is
Real
not...
camels, maybe not. I don't know about that. But space camels definitely spit.
We're in one of many universes, and we're probably like the universe 6, and we're about to be destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on how many
Where are the Saiyans?
how many humps. Freak5 says the writer made up the behavior of the aliens to fit what they needed. Yeah, that's how it always happens, Freak5. It's the same thing with the Bible. It's fucking fiction. Like we project what we want things to be, and there's multiple examples of like the Bible being stolen from other cultures, and pieces here and there, et cetera, et cetera. It's like it's the same thing with science fiction, man. Like we it's man-made. Like we wouldn't even... I think the best depiction of aliens is in that movie Arrival. They look completely different. You know what I mean? It's not... Star Wars did some of it too, but mostly they're bipedal like us, and that's how we relate, But
What
like...
was that terrible movie with what was that? James Woods was the bad guy in it, and she goes in there, and the guy looks like her dad, the alien, to talk to her. What was that horrible movie?
What? Explain it to me again, Break?
It was like the first contact. Like they build a device for to contact aliens, and when she finally contacts the alien, he appears as her father. So as something familiar.
Is that Contact with Jodie Foster? That's not...
Yes.
Yeah,
And James Woods was the bad guy in that.
Well, James Woods is a bad guy in real life.
He's been a bad guy in everything, but
Yeah. Well, he's a bad guy, piece of
that
shit.
movie
Anyway.
was so fucking terrible.
Yeah, Contact, Wyland says. Yeah, I got it first, Wyland. I beat Wyland. Wyland is a smart guy, but I beat him. So there you go. All right, just like I would beat him at Mortal Kombat. Anyways.
Right.
All right.
We need to see this.
Yeah,
We need to get this going.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
We need to set up a tournament.
Yep, no problem. I would kick the shit out of Wyland in a Mortal Kombat
Let me
tournament,
see
man.
here. We have 7 days before the next episode. I think you need to get this done.
Yeah, why not, man? Like, For
Maybe
sure.
the whole episode could just be a recording of Frank losing all the time.
How dare you? I would not lose one match, let alone fucking matches. What are you guys talking about? I might
All right, Wyland, let's do this.
look.
Fatality. What?
I
got
might,
started.
okay, out of the goodness of my heart, let Wyland win a few rounds just so he could seem like he's competing with me. But I would, I mean, come on. If Sonic Fox can't beat me, how is Wyland gonna beat me,
All right,
man?
what systems can you both play on? Let's do this.
PS4, of course.
Oh, PS4. All right, we need a PS4 Mortal Kombat 10 competition. That's what we're doing, right?
All right, who's in the tournament? Me and Wyland. Who else?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it. That's the tournament. Well, that's like nothing for me, man. I need competition. Like, do one of you guys want to volunteer to get your ass kicked too, or what?
Okay. I will play. I will play the winner if it is Frank.
Wyland says I'll only give you. Well, if I beat Wyland, then you know that I would kick your ass, right, Breakman? Like
Right,
that would
that's
be...
fine. Let's do this.
All right.
Let's get it done.
Wyland says I'll only give you only a few. How dare you, Wyland? You're exile. I don't think I've ever given Wyland
You
the
can
exile.
teabag in a fighting game.
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah.
Don't give Wyland any
Well,
goddamn
usually
ideas.
when the you win screen comes up, you lose control. So I
Yeah.
don't know how you do that. So.
Freak says
Oh, no, I just
okay.
do it when they're knocked down or something.
Oh.
Freak says, okay, just based on our current knowledge, nothing can move faster than the speed of light. The distances aliens are traveling, they would need too much space for food production. They wouldn't give up for weapon storage. Yeah, you're being all technical now, Freak 5. And
Maybe. Like, we can't, we're only guessing, because maybe they're so advanced they can eat just food pellets or something. They
I
don't
did it
need
too.
room.
Is this true? I think I saw the video, but I
So
didn't see him.
Pac-Man? They're like Pac-Man now.
Did Wyland give you the teabag in KI?
Whatever.
I swear, if I were to beat
You know what?
Wyland,
No, it's fine.
if I were to
Fine.
somehow
Wyland, you
miraculously,
need to record that and like make a collage of
If-
all the teabags you've done.
You know what I think about that idea?
if I were to somehow miraculously beat Wyland even one round, I would so teabag the shit out of him and record it and like play it over and over, and I would never let Wyland forget about it. I literally would, like, every show I'd be like, oh, Wyland's in chat, check it out, Wyland, I got a video here, you want to see it? And then he would like try to like link to like how many times he teabagged me, and it would just be my one lonely teabag time with Wyland. But I would like
that one pitcher who
Yep.
has one home run. Is
I would make the best of it. I'm telling you.
You bat like .40 or something.
Yeah,
That home
exactly.
run.
You know what? I would make it this way. If I even hit Wyland once, I think I would like take a picture of that. Like if Wyland's
Take a victory lap.
if Wyland's health was even a sliver less than mine, I would take a picture of that and I would be like, look, Wyland, at one time I was beating you in Mortal Kombat. Like, it'd be the most pathetic thing ever. Freakfly said, last night playing Friday the 13th, I killed Jason, and right at the end, I was able to move into the zoomed in camera view of Jason on the ground and teabag Jason. Wow, that's cool, man. Hey, Break. No! None of
Is
that.
there
No,
an
he's just
achievement for
asking me to
teabagging
give you a
Jason?
soundtrack. Like,
No.
when this fight happens, you guys need background music like this.
Oh, God. You just... Freak
There,
5, you just
yeah.
had to make my weekend worse, didn't you, man? Son of a bitch.
So I learned that Friday the 13th sucks, so because you can't get a trophy for teabagging Jason.
Wouldn't that be like the greatest thing? Like if they included a trophy to like if you teabag Jason is like teabag Jason #1 or whatever. That'd be fucking cool as fuck, man. All right, I think that's all we got time for. Let's see, Breakman, plugs, man.
You can follow me at break_man, where you can ask an awesome question like Freak did. Just address it, Dear Breakman, or whatever you want. I don't care. Just ask a goddamn question.
Freakpie says teabagging Jason is its own reward.
It's true. Like there are times like I get killed while teabagging. Like in a fighting game, for instance, you're risking a lot when you teabag somebody, because you get easily hit.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Wyland says
I
there's.
can't tell you how many times I've been kill the Halo while I'm
I
teabagging
completely
somebody.
missed the opportunity to read Trump's stupid letter that I got in the mail.
Oh, dude,
The
we'll do that
IRS.
next week. We'll do it next week. We'll do President Dumbass's letter next week. Wallen says there's an achievement trophy in Injustice 2 for teabagging. Freak says I would also like to use the
Chris?
pelvic thrust emote. Would you like some crumpets on that? Oh, you son of a bitch, Wyland. All right. Eric, you're next.
I got a review on BostonBashBrigade.com of Destiny Connect, and I write reviews for that site as well as TotallyGN.com, VogNetwork.com. If you like what I've written and you want to see more and support me at the same time, because I'll keep doing it regardless, but I'd like to get some money for it. But you can go to my Patreon and give me as little as $1 a month.
All right. Anything else? sir?
And my Patreon's in my Twitter profile, and that is at EricRPG.
All right. Anything else, Eric?
Continue to wash your hands, and don't forget to remember to poop at some point in the day.
Yeah. And that way you can say hashtag I pooped today. So
So you can
How do
poop
you
and then you
forget
can
to
wash
do
your
that?
hands.
exactly.
How do you forget to do that? Like,
Well, you might be like at work and really busy or something.
Yeah, like you were
but
this
how do you
week. but-
forget? I mean, like, it's your body's telling you, like, I gotta go. Like, oh,
I
don't
tell you
know,
what,
I'm
yesterday-
right
ye-
at this moment.
Yesterday, that's all I could do because of the fucking hamburger I ate, man. I fucking know better, too, and I do it. And it's so stupid. Oh, God. Anyways, that's for a different day, man. All right. That was a true stinko, man. I should have used that for this week's stinko, but whatever. All right. You can follow me on Twitter, at Frank Branches. You can follow me on any one of the systems, RP Grinders, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever. And also, just as a reminder, episode 600, I will be giving away, I guess it will be a voucher for your choice of PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X game, because, we got to include everybody. Or I'll even do it Nintendo Switch, so that way we can include the Nintendo people. So, whatever suits you best, I will give you.
Hashtag I pooped at work today.
I will buy you we will, as a show, buy you your game of choice. I guess in a weird situation, if you can't get a PS5 or an Xbox, whatever, we'll work something out on PlayStation 4 or Xbox X or whatever. So, but that's coming up on episode 600, and that's thanks to Slagar. And I might have something, because Slagar was saying, you're on. Almost up to 9,000 views on Twitch. So are you guys going to do anything special for that? But I thought I'd roll all that into one big deal for our 600th episode and, do it that way. So yeah, this one's not going to be in the mail, Freak 5. I will for real, what your game of choice, but you have to be in chat. That's the one caveat. And I have a trivia question that I will ask, as well, for some extras. So yeah, I got one question that's an awesome question related to a movie, and I'm not going to give any more away, but you got to be in chat. So episode 600, which is coming up, and I believe a little over 2 months from now, you guys are going to want to be in chat so that you have a chance to win a game of your choice. So there you go. All right, anything else, gentlemen?
Stay safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay the fuck at home.
Yeah. Don't bring your machine guns to the park, and it's closed.
And if you're
Don't go to
if
the
you're
beach. It's closed.
if you're adamant to sticking it to this capitalist hellscape, and you need to go back to work, find excuses to not go back to work if you can.
Yeah, if you can afford it, which most people can't, Eric. Like people.
So when is this tournament happening, by the way?
I don't know what tournament you're referring to.
Well,
right
when
now.
are you playing against Wyland?
I'm
It's
s-
happening
I'm-
like Wednesday? You
I'm,
said Wednesday,
I'm
right?
sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing. What?
Wednesday at what time, Wyland?
Don't fall for the gaslighting.
man. Sorry.
What time is it?
You kind of going robot.
Yeah, it's going really weird. I don't know what's going on. We're having technical issues at the end of the show here. Anything else, guys?
It's mad buggy.
Yeah, it's getting mad buggy here.
It's coincidence.
Fastest person, I guess, Freak 5. I mean, I can't
Oh
force...
no, did I summon the mosquitoes, Frank? I'm sorry.
How dare you, Eric, you're exile. I can't prevent people from looking at Google, but, whatever. I mean, I guess. I mean, if you have to cheat to win, then go for it. Okay, that's it. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Wear your face mask if you have them. N95 preferable, because the stupid flimsy bullshit that people have been wearing ain't doing shit. N95 mask. Keep your distance from people. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face is the number one thing. Wash your hands and don't touch your face. That's all we got. Stay safe this weekend. Want to see you back here next week. Till then, we're out. Later, everybody. Ruining my weekend. Yet again.
I'm trying to play for team. Do you mind?
You guys are something else. You guys in chat are really something else, man.
Touch your junk, not your face. Don't touch your junk if you touched your face.
What is this? Are we like having stages of cancer, Wyland, with this fucking stage opening bullshit? Like either fucking
The
open or
7
don't.
stages of grief of corona.
Ah, Jesus Christ, man. They are going to go sideways. People are going to get reinfected, man. It's so stupid, man. And you know what? This
Actually,
shit
I've read something that suggests that you can't get it reinfected.
you can. It's been
You
proven.
can become a carrier, but that's not the same thing.
Well, there have been
They don't-
people
they
that
I'm
don't
talking
know
about
for
people
sure.
who actually get sick.
The problem with
If you've
Corona
gotten
is
sick and you've gotten over it, you can't get sick like that again.
That's-
That's the discovery that they're making.
I'd have to see more studies on that, Eric. I'm
the thing with
skeptical.
Corona is like people don't know. Like
Yeah,
they keep
they-
studying and studying, and they find different. They find
That's why I said
different
apparently.
things.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it has mutated too. So
I should find my harmonica and use Mrs. Freak's phone to call Frank and leave a voicemail of me playing that. How dare you, son of a... I'm changing my number.
You could call in and we could do a duet.
Oh,
What's that?
Jesus Christ, man. That would be the worst day of my
Or maybe
life.
it'll be entirely a call-in show where we get nothing but Breakman questions.
Ooh, that's an idea, man, for sure. Hey, everybody in chat, it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to do a GDP tonight. It's too hot, and I'm dying. I need...
So according to Wufei, stage 5 is full retard version. Right?
You never go full retard, man. Never go full retard. Hey, everybody in chat, thanks you so much.
Speaking of that line, people should watch Tropic Thunder because it's a good movie.
It is. It's a really good movie. I would use my phone, but Frank would recognize that number and just delete the voicemail unplayed. Yeah, I probably would, Freak 5. Let's see. Thanks, everybody in chat. Freak 5, really appreciate it. Wyland, Slagar, I know, was in there. Let's see if I missed anybody. I'm sure I did. Nope, that was it. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Come back for... I know you guys are usually here every week, but 600 is going to be the show. I thought that would be a really cool quarantine prize for everybody to play a video game while they're suffering through all this shit. And we'll still be suffering in 2 months, man. I know people are going to get sick. I mean, it's dumb reopening. I know we have to. I mean, there's not much choice. People are suffering, but that's capitalism for you. Anyways, thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it out in Chatland.